One second here. All right, cool. We just gonna open up the camera now. Let's close that. We gonna open up the camera now. Okay, yeah, we good. All right, cool. We just gonna open up. I just had to test it here on my own shit. We gonna do a Scotian slang stream. Me, O, and Rico. Y'all see him at
Yep.
Suave. And yeah, man, we just trying to get back in the swing of things. We just trying to really get our voice out there. Let you guys know you got a place where you can come chill, chat. Rap, anything, whatever it may be, however it may be, man. We definitely in the building here, so I'm gonna swing things over to Suave and let him and O talk. Me and O been well acquainted, me and Suave well acquainted, but I'm gonna let those two kick it for a minute while I get my get right together.
Already. What's
What's
good,
up? What's
Rico?
up? What's up? What's up, man?
Ain't none, ain't
So,
none.
first thing we want to talk about is, the differences moving away from Nova Scotia and being where you're at and being where I'm at. For everybody, I live in Ontario. A few things I noticed immediately when I first got here. Uh, Culturally, the people are different. When I say the people, I mean like people like myself. Black people. They just in Nova Scotia, where I'm from, we have a community of families. So when you see
Absolutely.
when you see a brother that walking down the street, or a sister, or somebody, or even an adult as a child, like you spoke to that person. You said, hello, hi, how are
Absolutely.
you? Nod up. I remember the first time I did it here. It's probably about 7, 8 years old. I nodded and said, "What's up?" to a brother walking down the street. He looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm looking at him like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, what's up? So, right then and there, I knew things were different. I'm not gonna say it was worse or it was bad. Like, I'm always gonna be a diehard Scotian. Everybody that knows me knows I always talk Scotia. I've never ever claimed Ontario as my home. Not to say that Ontario is a bad place. I'm just, a Scotian through and through. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, being here was just a little different. Some things that you had to get used to. There are some similarities. But it
Toronto's
was
a big place, though.
it is, man. It is. Like the difference between Toronto and and let's just say Halifax. Like to get anywhere in Halifax, driving it'll take you about what 20 minutes, half an hour. It,
Max, max.
yeah, because you could sit on the
Take you about
401 what 20
No, it's horrible.
for a half hour. You know
No,
what I'm
it's
saying?
no, it's a horrible thing. It's a
Yeah,
horrible thing.
just to get
It's a
down the
horrible thing.
street. So, being downtown Toronto it's a huge place, man, and you see things that you don't normally see down home. Like we have up here like a whole section where you can buy high end clothing. They got the Louis, the Prada store, the Gucci store, all that stuff, right?
Right, right,
Like
right.
Nova Scotia, you don't see that stuff, right? Or at
No,
least in
you ain't really
Halifax.
gonna see that. You know what though? They are trying to build it up down home, and they have like I forget what they even call it, man. But they got like a couple little like Levi stores, like outlets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the
Dartmouth
tourism,
Crossing,
right?
Dartmouth Crossing. That's what it's called,
Yeah.
Dartmouth Crossing.
Yeah, it's tourism now, right? There's a big
Yeah.
tourist attraction down home now, and if you notice now, a lot of people are venturing down there and moving.
Been to
Uh,
the waterfront recently?
oh yeah, oh yeah, completely
The
different.
waterfront is crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, it's now being used what it was used for. The wharf is
Yeah.
now being used, and you see people, and that was another thing. Culturally, when I was down home, you didn't see too many different cultures walking through like the neighborhoods, like the square and stuff. Like
Oh, it's
if
crazy now.
yeah, if you lived in the square, you walked through the square. You didn't see random people just walking through the square. You just didn't see it. But now
You
you
know,
see all the different cultures that live there, and different people that live there. It's completely different now. You know what I mean? So for
it's
me, it
all the
was
way
just
different.
yeah, it's just a lot of the neighborhoods have been not fully but partially gentrified. I can say
Oh
that.
man, listen, bro. We're from the square, bro. The square has been 100% gentrified.
It's crazy the amount of the like even the house even on Creighton Street, like the houses
It's
that they built
crazy.
there is
Yeah, it's
insane.
crazy.
So that was my little
shout
bit
out to
of
Ed Harley up there holding it down.
yes, yes, shout out, shout out, shout out, definitely. Great woman. Uh, but that was my experience here, in Ontario. So maybe you give us a little bit of what you feel, because you've been a couple of places, right?
Been abroad for a while.
I've been a couple of places, man. I was down in the States for a while, man. I came back to Canada. Now I'm out west, you know what I mean? And now I'm living out west, but I'm working up here in the Arctic right now. So
I
yeah,
don't know how you doing it, brother. I can't even stand the colds here. So
yeah, no, it's pretty wild. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't got to be outside all the time and shit like that, right? So that's a big part of why I took this job, because I don't got to be outside. You know, I'm a house cat now, and I sit behind my desk and things like that, and just you know chill out. And I go fix a light bulb every now and then and stuff like that. It ain't. I ain't dealing with that cold, but it's crazy though because like right now is the it's like the 24-hour sunlight now, right? When it goes from like spring summertime, that's when the sun just stays out.
so
So
how
like right
long is
now, I
the
mean,
sun out for?
the sun
Like
is
does it
out for like 3 months. It's for like 3 months.
does it go like dawn at all, or is it just always bright outside?
There's like 2 to 3 months where it's like
Your phone
you can
breaking up.
always see the sun.
Your phone
Sorry,
breaking
sorry,
up.
sorry.
Always see the
Gotta
sun.
get you to say that again. Your mic had messed up a little bit there.
There's like 2 to 3 months or like 2 months where it's like you'll always see the sun. And then when it's getting dark and when it's becoming sun, you can't see the sun, but you can see like from like dusk and dawn and all that. You know what I mean? So you can still the
Yeah,
sky's still bright, but you can't physically see the sun. You know what I mean? But like
Like a
summertime though,
cloud.
the summertime the sun is out and you see the sun the whole time. You just gotta turn around somewhere and the sun is gonna be there the whole time.
Kind of like Nova Scotia and
So,
like one of those winter storms where it's like it's daytime but it's dark as hell because it's storming.
because the sun's being blocked, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like an eclipse by the clouds or some shit.
no,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty wild, man, and it's also wild because you get to see like like displays of the sun and stuff, and like these reflections and all this stuff that like you're never going to see it look like this anywhere else in the world. You know what I mean? It's just so unique, the landscape and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of wild, what about the wildlife up there? Is it like any? Because like I know a lot of people associate like Canada and Nova Scotia with where you're actually at, and people don't realize like he's up there in the North Pole. He's up there where Santa Claus make them toys.
literally in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, we don't be nowhere near that. That's foreign to us, like really
Yeah.
foreign. Like that's not even abroad. That's foreign. Like I don't even think I don't even yeah, I'm not even gonna try to say anything. I might even not be nice and not even know I'm not being nice. That's how foreign it is to
No,
me.
it's pretty wild, man. So like first off, this is Resolute Bay, Nunavut, Canada.
I can't say that.
So so Resolute Bay is like a little small. They call it a hamlet. Um, so I say like
Like the
20.
act,
I don't know.
like the Shakespeare character.
Hamlet. Yeah, Hamlet.
Okay.
Like a hamlet.
Yeah, no,
So a
I
hamlet is a
understand
term.
what you were. I'm not.
Yeah, hamlet is a term for like a small town, or you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. But there's probably like I think there's like 200 people here, and this is like this is his own island. Um, I think it's like Cornwallis Island or something like that.
Oh
One of
yeah.
those expeditions. Yeah, one of those expeditions a long time ago where the people got stranded and stuff, and they started eating each other and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know
you know
that.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cornwallis Island. Look it up, man. And then yeah, they started eating people. So like, there's like a path that you can go, and they say on this path you'll look over and you'll see all these little grave points, right? Little grave markings, and that's somebody else that they done ate for to stay alive, right?
Oh, shit, they're eating it. That's
That's some
crazy.
history
Yeah.
right there,
That's
man. That
crazy. I
is
never heard that.
crazy.
I won't lie, like I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
heard that, and I want to look. You guys know how I am with history, man. Anybody that down home Scotian, I'll definitely bombard you with some history shit. I want to look into it.
Already.
Yeah, I want to look
Yeah,
into
man.
it.
It was Cornwallis. So it's like Cornwallis Island, and then the guy's name was Cornwallis something. You know what I mean? Cornwallis Expedition or something like that. That's
Is
where
it
you'll find all the information.
is it is it
The
is it the
Cornwallis
same as
Expedition.
is it the same as Governor Cornwallis, who Cornwallis Street's named after?
No, I don't know.
Ooh.
No, you're talking about the war general. I don't think. No, I think it's a different person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a great question, though. That was a great question.
Yeah, that was a really good question, but yeah, I think it's a different person. That guy was the war general guy. This guy was an explorer.
I don't see no difference.
Yeah,
I'm not being smart. I'm not being smart either. I'm not being smart either. Like let's not. I'm not. You know what? It's not even for today's stream. It ain't. We ain't got to do
no
it.
JRs today.
Nah, man. Nah, I ain't even. I'm not even introducing the.
Oh,
I'm not introducing this platform to JR yet. But
Okay.
but I did want to. I know. I mean. I know we still speaking to that, but we all getting loose now. So why not? That was a great icebreaker to like get the show started. But I won't lie. Like I
no
was
doubt.
thinking. Like I do want to do a show based around gaming because I know a lot of the parents that like in a while as like people come in. I know a lot of people will be parents because show's probably gonna be more directed to an older audience. I feel like being a parent of children who gamed and I mean naturally on their own. Like yeah, I play GTA, I play sports games and shit,
Yeah.
but I felt like the disconnect was when my children started playing games that, and no disrespect to y'all, because y'all run in the world right now, games I thought were like geeky games or nerdy games. And once I like really got into what they were doing and started to learn what they were doing and understanding the style of game they were playing, it kind of changed everything to me. I used to be one of them people that were like, man, I don't like the fact that you be watching people play video games and I done paid this much for you to play a video game.
Yep.
And I speak to other parents and they're like, yeah, I say the same thing. It's like, man, what do we all learn
Yeah,
from
me
this?
too. Me too.
See, what do we all learn from the same book?
Me
Like, how
too.
the hell do we all be saying the same shit that don't make no
See,
sense?
it, I think that's just upbringing, right? Because if you think about our parents and like tell us, what are you doing spending all your time? What are you gonna get out of playing them games? And now when you look today, gaming is one of the biggest platforms when it
Yeah,
comes to
people.
like
Yeah,
money
people's
making.
getting rich.
But here's the
Like
thing,
People's
people
getting
are
though.
rich.
really getting real money playing video games
But
online, bro.
here's the
Yeah,
thing, though. Yeah,
it's
like
It's
real.
crazy.
here's the thing. Like, there's a bigger market for it now that there's this social media because we're doing the same thing that they're doing with
Right.
games. We're just trying to find a way to reach other Scotians and other humans that want to just really have a place to sit down and do something different because this is more like radio. We just have our own frequency and we have our own ability to not have to ask anybody for airtime. We're creating our own airtime and trying to find our own area. But I say it like this: there's always been like I think a lot of parents were wrong in saying some shit like that. Like, and I'm not saying you guys are bad parents at all. I'm just saying I think a lot of our parents were wrong in saying that because people that made video games were making a killing out of us back in the day, and it wasn't as easy as today where you can steal them, go to a certain site that sells it cheaper than what the actual site sells it. So there's a lot of like unbalance there where we're not realizing how big the market was because it didn't have a platform like this for like my for me when I'm gaming, I can just put up a video and have a platform if I want. Back in the day, if you wanted people to know you were a good gamer or you were a tester or you knew how to beat the game and you were good at it, you had to go to an arcade or you had to go in the community and beat everybody's ass and keep yelling next. I'm just saying, like, for my perception, I'm just saying, like, I thought it was kind of wrong that they said that because if parents actually listen to today, your child just doesn't become good at gaming. He becomes good at reading and he becomes good at writing and he actually becomes good at understanding how to keep up with the world today because the world today is being moved by that same technology. And I only know because I fluked into a 12-year-old that's just naturally good with computers, and I don't know why. And this since he was like maybe 4, maybe 5, but he was always good with. I had him on a pair of skates at 4, and I gave him an iPad at 5. He was building a video game and hung the skates up by 5, man. So that's just my segue when I'm thinking like
Yeah.
I think that's a great topic to come into because
Absolutely.
I mean the success I
Absolutely.
have,
No.
yeah, for real, like the success I have in like gaming and all that is all owed to him, like every bit of it, and I'm sure he knows it, and I'm like, and he's 12, and I'm pretty sure he knows there's things I can do, and without him, it ain't getting done. So like I said, man, it's definitely a shout out to him because it's a way that if you really take a step in and actually look at what they're watching and figure out what they're using it for to watch, you might even find a connection. Not saying nobody has a connection with their children, but it gave me a different connection and a lot earlier and a lot sooner with my child. To be able to actually
Yeah.
really kick with him and get to know what he's like.
Yeah, that's
It,
real.
it that's a great conversation because like my son, who is now, a teen, but from a young age was really good to the point where he took his grandmother's credit card at the age of like 6 and bought games for his Leapster.
Hmm.
Like he was
Yeah.
he was really smart, man. And like now, like there's a lot of stuff like when it comes to the computers that my son showed me that like there was some things that I wasn't so savvy on. So like it's great conversation, man, to have. And some of this stuff, man, these kids do is helpful around us, man.
Really.
There's some things that
100%.
I don't understand that my son would be like, "Cuz look, Dad, if you do this, you do this." Like I'll be like, okay, okay," and then you wonder like, how the hell did you learn that? Like where did? But again, the kids watch other people do, and all these, and think about it. Think of how far we could have gone, or things we could have done, when if we had YouTube and this stuff back when we were,
Right?
growing up playing video games. I just had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Um, Back in the day, if you wanted to learn how to beat a game or find something out, you had to have a subscription to like a booklet to a
Called
walkthrough.
Game Pro.
Yeah, or there was a couple of them. There was a couple different ones, man. And like
Game Pro is the ultimate one.
and you had to literally just read about it. Like you had to go to these books, and like I know guys that had the books that guys borrowed from, and would ask, and like you couldn't just type on a computer and be like, "How do I do this?" You know what I mean? So it was different for us back in the day, but it's crazy to see what you can see now, especially for the kids that if we had when we were back. Come on, man, so much further.
Yeah, man.
No doubt.
And like if you wanted to do something like what we're doing with YouTube channel, trying to turn it into a podcast and all that stuff. If you want to do that, your child, and you may not know it, if he watches a lot of YouTube or she watches or they watch a lot of YouTube, I can promise you, man, they might have an idea of how to get one of these going, and they might want to have a YouTube channel themselves, and definitely would love to start you in it. And you never know what we'll do with it. Don't look at it to make money though. That's not what these things are for. It's for the YouTube and the Google to stay going. But what you're doing is creating your own follow base, your own fan base, your own group base, to be able to actually, go into your own world and be able to what is the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? To be able to involve yourself in your own world with like-minded people is where I'm getting at. Yeah, but
Right, right.
but like that's really what I seen it as, and I mean, it was a way for my child to be able to develop confidence. It was a way for my child to be able to know, like, okay, well, even if I'm not good at sports, or if I'm not good at being a tough guy or being a cool guy, whatever it is that, like, because a lot of children, they have the weirdest things and don't realize by college it ain't gonna matter. Everybody's equal, but
No,
like,
it ain't.
yeah, but like it gave him that idea of what he means, especially when he was helping me with a lot of the stuff. Because I was just trying to play video games like GTA and NBA 2K and whoop some ass on that.
Yeah,
And I just, certain things he was able to help me with the speed and why this wasn't working and why that wasn't working. I wanted to make a video and make fun of somebody with the video that so I have it for my own good. He was able to, cover those tracks and show me how to do it and things of that nature. So I mean, just breaking open, like, don't be surprised if the topic's gaming, and it's definitely not gonna be for children. It's gonna be for everybody. It's one of those conversations that, trust me, you might want to sit the child down and, ask him if what we're saying is true. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you might have to get introduced to Junior on that show. They might have to get introduced to Junior on that one. You know,
JR.
yeah, I might have to send O a link, Rico. I might have to send O a link. He might have to catch Junior in action one day out there, man. Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. I'll be all talk. But yeah, nah, man. I mean, like I said, we got the floor, man. We only in a half an hour. We just, like I said, for me, I'm cool with just trying to, for now, just get comfortable, get into it, have the conversations. I still think we got a lot we can do, but I'm just trying to look here,
For
see,
sure.
see what we have on the topic, man.
I honestly, I
You,
got a
you was asking. You was asking about what would you say? What are you saying about the wildlife or something?
Yeah, I want to know what the wildlife was like up there, like, because everybody be thinking that, like, uh, Canada's wildlife would have to be the same, like polar bears or like we all live in igloos, or like it's really really cold all year
You know,
round. And it's like, man, we
you
oh
get the
yeah,
same in
you
Scotia. We get the
got
same
like
weather as
three.
Massachusetts and Maine and shit,
I'm in my igloo right
New
now.
York and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. This Arctic weather up here is the environment that, like, how I grew up down there, right? So like this is the environment that Americans think that we live in on the regular norm, but like I'm only up here for this job. But like even here though, right? Like it's a town, and they got houses, and there ain't no igloos, you know what I mean? And like, and these are the, you know what I mean? These are the Inuit people up here, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And there's a little co-op grocery store and things like that. I'll go there and take a bunch of pictures, man. Like the prices for stuff up here is crazy. Like Like a 12 pack can of soda is like 35, $40.
No, thank you.
That's
You know
what
what I
I was
mean?
gonna ask about. I was gonna ask like, what's the prices for things up there? Like, what's
Oh
that like?
man, it's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, no thanks.
Like like boxes of cereal, like a big, like the jumbo supersize whatever box of cereal, like that joint's
Yeah.
like $15.
No, no thanks.
Oh, well, that's hurtful.
No, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy, bro. Like
But
it's wild. It's actually wild.
what I'm getting from that is though is so in none of it there are like no roads, and they're still using dog sleds and snowmobiles. Is that right?
No, no. There's they do have dog sleds and stuff like that, but I think that they use that for hunting. I don't think that they use that for transportation. So like everything else is like skidoos and four wheelers and stuff like that. And even when they hunt, though, a matter of fact, because I know when they hunt the bears,
How
they
about the
use
bear?
skidoos and four wheelers and stuff. And it's kind. I really don't like it, to be honest. It's kind of whack, but that's what they do. But now they have all this. They have all this technology. So all they do, I seen a video of it. They follow the bear around, right? They're making all this noise on the four wheelers and stuff. So the bear's trying to run, and they just follow him around and around. Every now and then he'll turn around and try to come at them, and then they're on the four wheeler, right? So they just get out the way,
Right.
and they just tire him out. They tire him out until he'll
Yeah.
literally just sit down, and then they shoot him.
So what's this a picture of? Like what I'm seeing looks like 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's like out on the road. Is that all snow and ice on the road? Like, do you guys still have nothing but snow and ice out there?
Yeah, there's still a lot of snow. It's melting. It's melting though. This is like the melt season, so it started.
Yeah, I put a
But
picture of.
I don't know which picture you're looking at.
I put one up from the Discord that you put on there in the general chat.
In
Um,
the lounge and show.
yeah, I think it's like the first one.
The first picture.
Yeah,
Mm, I still don't see it.
maybe you're behind it.
I see when I put sunrise and sunset. That's the last thing I see.
Yeah, the one up. No, no,
Oh,
this
up
is
from there.
yeah, this is on the stream. This is on the stream. Like I put the picture in the stream. It probably just hit the stream. No, yeah, it's been up on the stream for a minute, bro.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, see, bro. Like I really don't know how to. You know what I mean?
You good? You good? This is just a live stream. We just chilling, partying and bullshit. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Tell me what to do real quick to get to the.
Hit
Like
the
on that list. Is it in the lounge and chill?
yeah.
And then you said it's the first picture up from the sunset and sunrise joint.
Yeah,
Right above it. There's another picture.
yeah,
And it's like a road and like a
Okay,
sunset.
so yeah, that's the main. So that's the main road, right? That's the main road. Like that's the road I take to go down to the town or to go down to the garbage dump where we dump the garbage and burn it. That's the main road right there.
okay, okay.
And then like when you go the other way, like you could take that road all the way the other way. They call it like Crystal City or something like that or something. I don't know. But that's where like the military has their facilities for when they come up here and do the Arctic training, survival training and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. That's all we're looking
Yeah,
at
that's
from
the
here.
main. That's the main road. Like yeah, that's the main road.
I'll just give them a zoom in over here. I don't know if we moved it.
And that's how it looks. That picture is how it looks when it's like when
That's
it's getting ready for the sun to come back out. Like when it was total darkness and the sun's gonna start coming, you'll see it like that, and then one day all of a sudden you'll just see the little tip of the sun. You know what I mean? And then every day it's like more and more and more every single day, right?
yeah.
But that's how it looks like just before the sun comes up, and that could be nighttime. You know, I don't even know what time that is.
See this one if
Oh
I
no,
move
I'm
it.
lying. It says 9 p.m. or is that when I sent it in the picture?
That's when you
I don't
sent
know.
it. That's when you sent it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
like that could be any time of the day though when it's getting ready to be the sun coming back and showing. Like it's wild.
yeah, this one here. I wish it wasn't so blurry, and I'm not the most tech savvy. So all y'all saying, I can barely see it. I can barely see it. If you spam the chat, if you watch this stuff later, I just think this is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I just thought this was pretty cool. You know what I mean? But it looked like in the smaller picture that shot looked better because you could tell how much snow was really there and what they're really working with. You know,
To be honest, like I live outside of the city here in Ontario. So to be honest, like a jumbo box of cereal out here is like 12.99. So
Oh,
I
for
kind
real?
of yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying. Like I live about I probably live about an hour and a half away from Toronto. So
Yeah.
I live out
Everywhere could be an hour and a half away from Toronto. That's crazy.
I live north. I live north of Toronto. So
Okay,
I,
okay, okay.
I do know. I mean, I don't see no $30 for no pop or nothing, but because that sounds ridiculous.
Canadian.
But I do,
Yeah, no
I
cap. No cap.
yeah, I
No
do
cap.
see though. I do see that like certain things I've seen on social media about the prices up there and all
Yeah,
of the
it's
stuff
real.
that has to get shipped in and how
See,
expensive it
so
is.
so I know about that aspect of it too because I work up here, so we got to do a lot. So like the part of the government that I work for basically facilitates these people being able to come up here and do the training for the military and all like different militaries around the world. And then also the flip side is the scientists, and the scientists come up here and do a lot of experiments, and like they'll like go into the middle of nowhere for like 2 or 3 weeks
What?
and then come back, you know what I mean, looking like cavemans and stuff like that,
What
right? And like been out
experiment
there
on?
dirty. Man, they oh man, listen, I couldn't type like you know me, bro. I mind my business, right? I mind my business, but I was chatting with one of the chicks up here one time, and she was a glaciologist. So I mean, ology is just the study of anything. So that means she
Mm-hmm.
studied glaciers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And what she was trying to figure out up here, she's working on her master's degree or something like that. She was trying to figure out how one of these hamlets up here, one of these small areas on another island or somewhere else, though, their water supply is depleting and is getting lower and lower and lower. So they're trying to figure out how can they help this little hamlet out because their water supply is going. And because she's a glaciologist, what they were trying to look into was letting the glacier when the glaciers and the snow and all this stuff is melting, being able to let that instead of it just evaporating, you know what I mean, put it
Right.
into some kind of container or whatever the case, and let that be the supply for the town or for the hamlet or whatever.
yeah.
So I was like, yes, yeah. So I was like, I went right. I was chatting with the chick or whatever, and it was a pretty cool. And I was like, oh wow, so like you're actually out here potentially trying to save people's lives and stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
So what
It's
is
pretty
this
cool. I
here?
like this gig,
What is this here,
huh?
man? Like what? So this is this picture you sent up north. It looks like you guys are like burning shit. I'm gonna let your voice on here run though.
Let me let me see the thing. Let me.
What do you mean that you see it? It's on the stream. I'm not. How can I not let you see it? Let me
I'm
see you.
trying. That's what I'm saying. I can't see the. How do I do the stream, bro? Come on, bro.
You got to go to YouTube. You got to go to
Go to
YouTube.
YouTube or go to the
YouTube.
Discord, man.
Yeah,
The Discord. I put it in movies.
movies.
It's in
Yeah.
movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the first. Okay, come on, man.
What are you telling me?
No, no, because you know. Now listen, you guys were making fun of me the other day because I told you I don't know about this, and you called me out because I didn't even follow to subscribe to the thing yet.
I didn't call
Like,
you
you,
out. I did not. No, man, I'm just telling you. Like, you be telling me, like, he said, let me see it, like it ain't on the thing, it ain't on the stream. Full picture. You sure you ain't gonna get, like, a breach or something for this big old fire? So, this guy over here acting like he's.
okay, so yeah, so that right there, that's See, I don't even see like you them could be. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be if I'm supposed to be telling you them. But that's how we get rid of the trash up here, right? That's how
Okay.
they get rid of the trash. They burn everything.
Okay.
So normally we have like a self-sustained incinerator, you know what I mean? And like basically like in a sea can, we got an incinerator in there, but the incinerator's down. So before this program was up here, and they just got the incinerator before this program was up here though. That's how they deal with their garbage. And actually where that's at, like where you see that fire at, like not too far from that is one of the graveyards for the Inuit people up here. And I guess it was like a primary location, and then they moved to this location that they're at now. So there was like another location, and then for whatever reason, they migrated the town, like you know what I mean, a mile or two away. Yeah, yeah. That's where I seen the bears at. That's like where that fire's at. That's where you'll see the bears because that's where they burn all the
Smelling the
trash.
food.
That's where the bears
Yeah.
come to.
They smelling the food, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's crazy because like if you really think about it, burning burning the garbage is really all you can do. Like you could bury the garbage, but it would stay for decades because it's frozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wouldn't
Especially the
just break
plastic and shit
down.
too, man.
Yeah, like it wouldn't break down like normal garbage. Well, not normal garbage because we do have things in our landfill that don't break down, but the most of the stuff up there, like the food and stuff, wouldn't break down. It would just freeze. It would stay there for decades, man. So
Plus,
that's
it's yeah,
crazy.
exactly. Plus, it's frozen, right?
This is
Have
But yeah,
you
they.
have you been eating any of the country food up there? Like any of the indigenous food they got up
I
there?
tried. I tried. I knew this. I was cool with one of the chicks, the Inuit chicks. So I tried some of the stuff, but they eat a lot of the stuff raw, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, I
Yeah.
tried it though. You know what I mean? I'm real. You know what I mean? I tried it, but I'll be honest. Like I spit it out. You know what I mean? Like I tried it or whatever. It was.
what is this?
But it was like I tried I want to say it was either like it was elk or musk ox, like it was a, you know what I mean, it was like a woodbine animal, I can't remember. And I, yeah, like it was raw though, man. And I tried to, you try to be like, yeah, I'll do it, you know what I mean, but
No.
Yeah, yeah.
I took it, yeah, girl gave me a little piece of that, man. I tasted a little piece of that, man. I looked her right in the face and spit that right out, man, and said, yeah, I'm
No.
not eating that, man. I
No.
gave
See,
it the shot though.
I've had an elk burger, but that was cooked. I don't know if I'd be eating
No,
anything
no, they
raw, bro.
because they do everything up here. It's frozen and stuff, right? So
Right.
like they was either they're smoking it or it's frozen and you're eating it frozen raw or just frozen or frozen melted raw or whatever. But yeah, it was yeah, no, it wasn't nothing I could get used to.
No.
Is it a cultural thing? Like why don't they cook it at all?
I think it's more of a cultural thing from like before they had like
So they're just sticking to
actual.
traditions.
Say it again, bro.
They're just sticking to like tradition.
Yeah, like with some stuff, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, they chase the bears around on four wheelers. You know what I mean? So all the tradition ain't the same. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but that's one thing. Like like one time I seen the whale blubber, and they was, you know what I mean? They offered
yeah.
me that, and then I had already had the one that I didn't like, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm into sushi and stuff like that, but like this stuff is just different. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
listen,
I was like,
sushi is
no.
cured meat. It's a little different.
Yeah,
A little different.
it's different. It's different, but
Yeah.
it's so I was just like, nah, no, thank you. Yeah, before this, though, I thought I was hard, and I thought, like, yeah, I'll try anything, especially with food. I love eating food. I'll
Yeah.
try anything. But I met my match up here, and I don't even pretend.
What does it say?
No, thank you.
I got on the screen. What is that that I got on the screen?
Let me
Uh,
see. Let me see.
it's like a water explosion that's frozen. It's all like water that froze over.
Oh yeah, so that's like it's pretty though, man. I was underneath the building. And we're dealing with the water tanks and whatnot. And then yeah, that we were trying to make sure that the water tank, like that the because it was so cold, the ice will just freeze like in a path all the way into the water tank and freeze the whole tank, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure that that didn't happen, and it was just randomly there, you know what I mean? As we're under the building trying to figure this out, here was this all this crazy looking snow looking stuff. I don't know how it formed or none of that. I just took a picture of it, but that was right. That's like associated with the water tanks, the water supply for the building, though.
And
So maybe like you know what I mean, the evaporation, or it could have been a small leak or something. I don't know, man, but it was crazy.
I don't know. It looks like a pretty bad fire. Like that, man. It looks like a bad
Oh no, I was bro. I just did a fire the other day. I'd be burning it down.
fire. Okay, you know what?
No, I be burning it down. No, I be burning the whole. No, buddy be like, buddy drove off. There was like clients. Buddy drove off and was like, yeah, I'm gonna take them or whatever. I was like, cool. I waited till they left. I still had a half big old 5 gallon bucket of oil and a half gallon of Jetty A fuel. Man, I mixed them things up and threw them right on there. Had that fire going up to the sky, man.
You might want to stop disclosing that.
Yeah, you see that fire for miles.
Oh, this sound like
I make sure everything gets burnt.
sound. You want to talk about Free Smoke Junior? Shit.
I
Yeah. This just here,
so
just
so
what regular, just regular
yeah,
women.
what? She come around, she getting burnt.
And What's this? Just regular wind blown?
Let me see. Let me see.
That's like,
Oh yeah, bro, bro. That was like two. That was like 3 or 4 days ago.
holy shit. No, I'm cool. I quit. Yeah, no, I quit. Yeah, this is 2, 3 days ago. Yeah, I quit. Forget this.
Yeah, bro. That was like literally. That was like 3 or 4 days ago, bro. Like that was the
Yeah,
weekend. That was over the weekend. That was over the weekend.
yeah. You
No,
can't
thank you,
see.
brother.
You can't see ahead of yourself.
No, thank you, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm
Bro,
cool.
I mean, I got this one picture. They be laughing at me, but I got this one picture because I be putting on the ski goggles and everything when I go outside.
I don't blame you. But they
At
can laugh
all.
at me all they want.
No, I'll send you guys. I'll show you guys the picture later.
They can laugh at
I'm
me all
putting
they
it all
want.
on though.
They can
Yeah,
laugh
that
at
day,
me.
but that day right there was like it was like -19 and like -30 something with the wind, right?
Yeah. Like this is what this brother's talking about. This is the weather they dealing
Yeah,
with.
and that's the beginning of May, end of April. Like that was that was just that was just like this weekend. I swear it was just last weekend. Like it was very recent, man.
Yeah.
I think it was this weekend.
What's the
All the
date on
days,
this?
all the days be just going together because I'd be out here so long, right? It's hard to even tell
Minus
what was yesterday or the
41.
day before.
Holy shit, -41. Don't even
I
go.
think I think that's in Fahrenheit though, isn't it?
I don't care what it is.
No.
No, that's
No, it's
not
not.
Fahrenheit.
It's
This is
minus.
Canada. We're doing
Yeah,
Celsius
It's minus,
that
only.
is.
bro.
Come on,
I
man.
don't
There
give a
is no
shit.
way that I. Come on,
That
man.
was
I couldn't.
minus, bro. I don't give a shit what height it was. It was minus. That's
Ah,
what it
that
was.
is crazy. I
It,
couldn't do
Bro,
that, man.
and then it says feels like right that actual temperature. It's actually -41, but with the wind on a windy day.
no, it's like 60.
Oh
I
man,
quit.
yeah, bro. It gets to like -50s and 60s, no
I quit.
problem, bro. I don't even go outside them days.
I
They
quit.
Of
be
course,
they be looking
those
at me. I ain't listen. I ain't
those
even
are the
going walking
temperatures.
over to that building.
I'm going
Those are the
down home to
temperatures
work at
when
the
you walk
YMCA.
outside, you can feel your nose hairs freeze. Like that
No,
is
no,
not.
It's beyond that with that weather, bro.
It's not even cool, man.
Immediately,
Immediately.
Yeah.
immediately.
Immediately. Immediately. Immediately.
Like
Nah, man.
that is unreal weather. Like I couldn't deal, man. I
I'm
couldn't deal.
I'm
And then
quitting.
like
I'm quitting and I'm going down home to work at the Y with David Hinch. I'm done. It's over. It's over.
so what's it like getting food out there? Like can you just go to a regular grocery store? Or is there like a specific spot you got to go?
There's one grocery store. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Yeah.
it's very very limited, but there's one grocery store, and it's actually a grocery store slash like like Walmart, I guess. You know, it's like a super mini Walmart because you can get like construction gloves and Tupperware and like you know what I mean. You can get a variety of different stuff, but it's just there's
Yeah.
one store, and then there's also like there's other camps. So like I work at a camp, so there's other camps slash hotels that you can go to there and get a meal, like a cooked meal if you wanted to too.
Cool. What's the
So on a day
education
to
like up
day,
there? That's what I'd like to know. Like, what do they do for school?
So there's a school. There's a school.
Okay.
Um,
I love how
I think
nothing is pluralized. Everything is single.
no, there's only
There's a
one. Yeah, there's
grocery
only
store.
one
There's a
school.
school.
There's a school. I think that the school is like elementary. It might go to high school, but I think they might even have to leave and go somewhere else for high school. I don't even remember how it works. But the biggest place up here is Iqaluit. That's like the capital of Nunavut. And Iqaluit. So like how I said, this place, this island that I'm on, the population is 200, and that's including all the people that come up here for what I'm doing. And there's probably like you know what I mean, 200 or whatever in the town. So it could get up to like 300 or 400, but there's only like 200 in the town. But Iqaluit's population is like 7,000 on the way up to 8,000, and it's actually really growing fastly. It's weird that like there's a lot of people taking interest in the Arctic right now, man. It's kind of weird. Like even when I've seen all the military from all these different countries and stuff, right?
Mm.
It's weird. Like they got plans that we don't know about. Like things is going on, right?
Well, definitely when you realize how untapped the Arctic really is. I mean,
Yeah, bro.
South was that I definitely explored a bit by Admiral Byrd then, but when you're talking about the North, I think both of them are really very under explored. Period. I mean, that's even like the water. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I said, I just keep my mouth shut on those type of things. Some of the things I have are theories, and I like to only think on things I actually have some knowledge on. But it does seem weird that the militaries are taking a lot of interest in it
It is odd. Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd.
because it's not a battleground. And what would you be practicing for? What would you be training for?
Survive. Yeah, it's called when they come up here. It's for Arctic survival training, and I'm
Why?
pretty sure like you know how the military all got badges on their arms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They get a badge for it.
Yeah, but why? Why would?
Right.
What's the reason that you feel
What
like
part
you're
of
gonna?
war is that?
Yeah. What's the reason where you feel
Well,
like you're fighting? Hold on.
well,
You're fighting for
honestly,
Canada.
look, they're at war with Russia right now, right? You know
Actually,
what I mean?
Russia's not Arctic. Russia's Canada.
I
Russia's
mean,
not
don't
Arctic.
get me wrong. The coldest place on Earth is in Russia. There's a place that
Yeah,
people
Yeah.
have to leave their
and think
cars
about it.
running.
If you're gonna have your people in any type of extreme cold environment, you want to train them in the worst extreme cold environment,
Right.
right?
Um. Yeah, but that's a little extreme, man. I just my
It
opinion. I
is.
mean,
It is. No, it is extreme, bro.
it's a little too extreme. I mean, because what I'm saying is Canada can match the cold environment of Russia, and they may have one of the coldest places, but they're not going to go to war there, and there's no point of them. Like think about it. If you're going to war, if Canada was to go to war with Russia, which I hope it never does. I mean, I like the peace that we keep. I like getting to meet people from other cultures and other nations. I mean, Scotians. This is one reason why we got this channel is to connect with Scotians all over other different places
Right.
in the map. So definitely am not trying to shit on any places. Y'all welcome us with open arms. Like Scotians are like loved almost everywhere. So definitely no shit on nowheres. But if we were,
Absolutely.
let's say if we were going to approach Russia in a war, do you really think one of our tactics is let's take the coldest place in Russia?
It's not even that.
So
Like there would
hold
be
on.
no
So there's
fight
not
there.
so
We couldn't fight there.
but we
Uh,
wouldn't. Well, we wouldn't, and there'd be nothing there for them to defend. They want to defend their most coldest place for them.
It's even if there was, guns wouldn't work. Like
Hmm.
your ammo would fucking freeze. There'd be really nothing. You couldn't fight there. People would die even just trying to survive.
So what I'm saying is, any other cold temperature that they have, we're in Canada. We can match that coldness. I mean, even U.S. can match
The
some of that
the
coldness.
place in Russia is the coldest place. They were not matching it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
No,
a place
no.
that's like it gets to -76 or something like that.
Yeah, like they leave their cars running during the day because
Well,
they
that's what
can't
I'm saying.
stop.
We're not gonna go there to war, and they're not gonna
That's what I'm
defend an
saying though.
area.
Like there's no you can't be a war there. You can't
So
fight there.
that's what I'm trying to say.
You would
So
die, right? And
preparing to
I'm
fight,
agreeing with you.
preparing to fight there, training to fight there. Like I get it. Like you to be the best, you got to be the best. But I mean, if that's the case, man, since we do get along, Russia, go over there in -71 degree and train over there, then man. Like you want to go extreme, go over there. Like don't have people up there running around with polar bears. Oh, just told us what goes on up there, man. Crazy. The hell happens when them soldiers go up there and get lost? Like, hey, he showed me a video. I looked like literally 30 steps and I would have been lost. I wouldn't even know how to get back because the shit was all white. Nah, bro. You lose yourself to a polar bear quick up in there, bro. And then the other thing that's living that we don't know about. Nah, man, don't take our people up there.
I ain't playing no games with no polar bears. I tell you that.
No,
I
they ain't
told
playing
them
no
people
games
all
with
that.
you. No, they ain't
I
playing no
ain't
games
playing with
with
them.
you. That's what's going
Oh
on.
no, no! Listen. I got my bear bangers on me, and I practice. So
My bear
when I do
banger.
those fires, when I do those fires, right?
Mm,
I start those fires shooting the bear banger at it, and I aim the bear bangers, and I know how to aim it.
that's
So if the
good.
bear comes for me, he get a shot in the face with a bear banger,
If
And they
he
tell them,
comes back, we'll kill him. Yeah! You
huh?
hear that? If you ever come back, we'll kill
and
Oh,
they run
you!
away. Oh, I had to play my little.
No. I ain't worrying about. I ain't banking on it running away. I'm shooting you in the face. Do you know what a bear banger does?
I just played. I
oh.
just wanted to play the Lion King meme. That's why I said doesn't run away.
I would like to know. I don't know what this bear banger is, so I would like to know.
Okay, so a bear banger is like a sort of a flare. The flares shoot out, and then they do whatever they're supposed to do if it's smoke or whatever. So the bear banger shoots out, and then that little projectile that shoots out explodes. So whatever you're shooting at, there's going to be an explosion there. So
Sounds a
that's why I
little
say I'm
cruel.
aiming at their face, and it's going to shoot them in the face and explode. And they ain't coming for me after that thing explodes in their face.
That sounds a little cruel.
Well,
I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, if it's my life or yours,
I was
cuz
gonna
come on.
say life or death, and understand.
Like
I want
it ain't like I'm just out here trying to shoot bear bangers at the bears and nothing. Like
I don't
that's not his
I'm
job.
saying,
Sound a little dark.
I'm, I'm saying if he coming
Hey,
for me, If he coming
listen,
for me, he getting banged in the face.
Matter of fact,
Butch.
did the sheep
I
fight the
want you
wolf
to
like the
understand though
grizzly
something.
did?
Like, and anybody listening, there you have your brown bears, your grizzly bears, and polar bears. All the other bears cool, but like your most dangerous bears, your brown bears, your grizzlies, and your polar bears. Polar bear,
The polar bear is the most dangerous out
most
of all the
dangerous
bears because the
bear.
polar bear is the only one that's an apex predator that has never had to
Exactly.
deal with anything coming after it.
And yeah, that's
It
getting
has no like it has no
Nothing
predators.
can, nothing can come after it. No.
yeah,
So
no. You
it
guys are
it
missing the main
attacks
point too.
humans.
Thank you. There it is. And I watch Casual Geographic. Shout out to that brother. I watch Casual Geographic, so I know what's going on. That brother be telling me everything that go on. He be telling me those polar bears are nothing to mess with. They come after
No.
humans. They want the
Yeah.
babies. They want the humans. They be killing,
No, I'm not.
killing other
Hold on,
peoples.
I'm not. Are you thinking that I'm ever saying that I'm going to go play with some polar bear, bro?
No, shit, no. I'm saying the polar bear's gonna
No,
come play
never.
with you. That's
I'm
what I'm.
saying,
No, no, no. I think you got me wrong. I'm saying I think the polar bear is coming for you. He's coming to play with you. He don't realize.
No.
no, but
Wait. Hold on.
No,
Hold
worst
on.
case
Hold on. Hold on.
I
scenario,
thought
Hold
I
on.
was
Hold
out there
on.
talking about Free Smoke Junior.
No,
That's what I
no,
thought I was
no.
talking.
Here's where I'm coming from, though. Here's where I'm coming from. We just said this thing is an apex predator and ain't got no competition unless it gets into the water. And sometimes there's other animals that can mess with it in water, but it has no competition. It's apex and it actually hunts human. So it ain't coming at him all wild and willy nilly. It is stalking this man. And we just seen a video. If I have to go back to that video and play it, where you walk 30 steps and everything around you, 30 steps behind you, is white. So as you're walking back to your base, by the time you get there enough, all you're gonna hear is the growl. It's too late. They are that fast. It's too late.
Yeah,
no,
you can't
I
outrun a
dig what you're
bear.
saying in that aspect, but I ain't.
He said,
What
"Nah,
I'm
nah, you
saying
ain't
is,
catching me slipping."
no, you ain't gonna catch me slipping. And the only time that they could catch me slipping is like going from building to building, and there's like other people up here, so like they get spotted. You know that's what I'm trying to say. Like they get
Well,
spotted
you know those other peoples
the
in the
majority of
water.
the time.
They
But
like to get to know the
I ain't
bear's
messing with
name.
no bears anyways, though, bro. And I got my bear banger, and yeah,
He said he
yeah, and you
stays
can get the
strapped.
bear banger. I promise
Okay.
you, you can get the bear banger.
Okay, great segue to this though. So let's just say you do get attacked by a bear. What is the emergency call up there? Like what how is there a hospital? Do you have to get flown out? Like what is
He said he ain't trying to find
I
them.
probably have to get medevaced. There is a
yeah.
RCMP RCMP up here, and they come up here like for period rotations like I do. But we also like when the facilities close, when it's like the most when it's total darkness, that's when it would be the most likely. That's when I've seen the bears, and they give us a strap. We go to the RCMP and get a strap, and you know what I mean, we're strapped, so they can come play around. But they're like I told you, they get free smoke all day playing with me.
Free smoke. He said, "Oh,
Oh, he says when he's strapped up, he's good to go.
I'm telling you right now. If I was when I was see, I'm gonna let you all know a secret. Nobody knows. I'm gonna give this exclusive to this. These are just streams that we're doing to get all the fluff up. Make sure we get our chemistry together and everything. So I'm gonna give you all an exclusive on this one. So if you ain't watched this, you ain't really seen shit yet. But I used to work up there, and I wasn't telling nothing. And I was working up there, and the first time I got up there, the lady asked me about the medevacs and all that other stuff, and told me about a bear banger, and told me do you need to know the protocol? Because I accept all of the medevacs and all that stuff because you never know what happens. I'm not dumb. But then she's like, yo, we about to tell you about the protocol, and I'm like, nah, sister, you ain't gonna tell me nothing about no protocol because it ain't gonna happen to me. Look here, this Free Smoke Junior, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ain't got worry about nothing attacking me. I ain't messing with no bear. No bear ain't messing with me. I ain't never gonna need that protocol because I ain't gonna never be under protocol. That's how it went down, straight up. Nah, I'm playing. I
This
ain't never worked up there. You crazy? I would never do that job. Oh, you're brave to me, and I'm dead serious. And then they told
brave.
me if they told me my job was to go up there and work around Santa Claus and the elves, hell no, just off that, no. And then they tell me there's bear, and you got to give me a gun just to walk around, and there's only 200 people, and it ain't the people I got to worry about. No, I'm good.
Big
No,
old scrap.
yeah. You got me walking around with a Ruger, a street sweeper. No, I'm good. No,
Big old scrap.
yeah,
Oh
Okay.
street.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Listen, there are not three, but there are a couple places on the planet that I don't plan on living. Okay.
Australia.
The rainforest, Australia, the Arctic Circle is one of them because like that is great. First of all, here's a good question. What is it like just getting dressed to go outside?
No, how long
that
does
is
it
a
take?
good
How long
question.
does it take
That's a good
technically?
question. Why?
How long
I
does
don't
it
play
take?
games. Like, I don't play games, bro. I got one. I only need one outer layer,
Okay, no, I'm good.
and they give me these. They give me these insulated coveralls, and they give me this jacket. I could
See?
go buy whatever I want. You know what I mean, and get them to pay for it. But the stuff they gave me is good. Cause I only walk like when it's cold like that. I'm only outside for like one
Building
whole
to building.
minute.
Right. Building to
Yeah,
building.
like I'm only outside for a whole minute, so I just fire that thing on real quick and get the moving. Like if I had to stay outside, yeah, it'd be bad. But I'm just going from one building to another building and then back to the first building. That's all I do, and I ain't going outside for nothing else.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to mess with the Grizzlies Bears, man. I mean, y'all got the polar bears up there, man. That's all that's to it. We ain't going there. It's not happening.
That is
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't never tell no one to come up here.
You should have told yourself to go up there.
You know, I'm trying to get. You know me, bro. I'm trying to get the bag. You know what I mean? And I get 5 months off. I'm trying
hey,
to get the
hey,
bag.
all to you, brother.
He
All to you.
wants money. That's what he
Big old
wants.
bag.
Big bag. He said. He said.
I'll be getting. We getting polar bear money.
He said he get the bag. You gotta ask your friend to help with. He want the bag. He want that
So
bag.
here's a good question to segue into this. Is this a career job that you have?
I can stay here as long as I want, but I probably I'll probably use the federal government to advance my education in the trades
So
and
okay, what
get
I think
myself a job
what I think you
down
said
south.
there, because your mic started kind of that you could stay there, but you're using the job to progress your education and
Absolutely.
okay,
That's exactly
right.
what I said.
If I can say
But
anything, I did work
could
for
you
the
make it?
federal government, and I will say one thing: any job you have with the federal government is technically a career. I think what Obi is saying and what I think segues into a nice, just a talking point. And one of the talking points we did want to touch was education, which is like he's not settling for that career when he can create his own and be happy in his own world. Is
Stepping
what I'm,
stones, right?
yeah, is what I'm kind of hearing there, and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it's definitely
Absolutely.
it's definitely great to hear somebody say that because I be trying to tell people that all the time. Like, I understand about going into trades and doing this and that, but I feel like most people, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not like judging. I'm not putting it on nobody, but I feel like a lot of us forgot what a trade could do for you, and it's what I've
Yeah.
been saying to
Oh
people.
man.
But it's what I've been saying to people for a long time now lately, or just
Oh
for
man.
a minute now. I'll say for a minute, not a long time, but for a minute, which is, you know, back in times people didn't work for people, working for a business, working for a company
No,
was
you did your own thing.
you had
You
your
did your
farm,
own
you were a
thing.
blacksmith,
Yeah,
you
what you
ran
brought to the
mail.
table.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean, and then you traded amongst people with other goods and commodities, or
Yeah, but the barter system, the barter system.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
even servitude, which is what we would look at as slavery. We ain't getting into politics. I'm just trying to make a point here,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Ooh.
Yeah.
which is when,
Ooh.
but I'm just saying, which is when people get into trades now, it's like almost everybody's trained by going through what I think is the education, the public school system is the same thing that we've been being taught for not as long as everyone thinks it has been going on, but only since about maybe the 40s have you been taught to go to school, get a good education, provide for your family, and it's drilled in your head as if that's the only way to provide for a family, or the
They
only
do.
way,
They definitely do.
yeah, as if that's the only way to make it in this world and be able to provide for a family. What I'm saying, what I've been trying to say to people is it's okay to encourage a young man to go and get a trade instead of a university degree. I used to be against university degree, but I'm not if you understand how to use it. All these things are used to teach you how to think for yourself and how to make your own opportunities out there in the world. So when I say that and oh, what he's saying is a perfect example of what I'm talking about is you're not just going to school, getting the education that you could pretty much run your own business doing this, but instead you want to make somebody else wealthy. And it's not that you mentally, literally, if your mind was freer to want to do that for someone else, it's just what was drilled in your head because that job pays so much, it pays so well. You just go in, you clock in your hours, you go out, and you have nothing left to do and nothing to worry about. It is kind of a sweet deal, but it's leaving a lot of money on the table. A lot of money on the table. That's just my perception. I may have said that wrong. I may have said some things that ain't right. Y'all watching later, definitely make your comments on the comment section. I'm just saying, I do think it is a little more important that we speak to our children about the skills that not only do they learn in life, because It's not school that teaches your children. It's yourself, your children, and and what they're willing to absorb. And I feel like too
From
many
the
people,
world, yeah.
but I feel like too many people I feel like too many people have been taught by school and to be groomed by school to go in and find a job and work for someone, and that means success, when really you have all those
Absolutely.
skills that you learned outside of the
You're just making
edu-
to make someone else rich.
yes,
That's
outside of the
yeah,
education
foolish.
system, that nobody else would have been able to learn. Nobody. You were the best at being you. Nobody else can learn your in particular skills that you bring to the trade that you end up desiring to love. And you end up taking that whole package and you give it to somebody else for for a tiny percentage and some allowances of a few days maybe you don't have to work, and allowances of a few days that you may not have to come in so early. If you look at the
Yeah, it's
package,
whack.
yeah, if you look
It's
at the
whack.
package of working for somebody else versus what you're capable of doing, if you go get a trade or if you go and get higher learning and get yourself a degree or a
Skill or
professional
just
skill.
yeah, any a trade or any skill, right? Any skill, bro. You
I,
don't even got to be a trade. Like you can make your own lane. You can make your own
yeah.
avenue.
Well, university sometimes you come out as a professional, and trades it's like you come out as skilled. And I don't think there's a difference between either one of them because they both got to be professional and skilled at what they do. You know,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
you feel me? So
Yeah.
I say that to say when you have that package as a human being, I'm not saying everybody has to own a business. Some people may have to, because of means of ends are coming over to this country brand new and just trying to find a way to provide so that they can do what you're doing. Nothing's wrong with any of that. I'm just saying in this world, I don't understand why it was taught to us that way. And I mean, I got a hint and inkling why, but I don't even want to worry about why they did it. And I'm just trying to fix it. Like, maybe teach my children not to feel like working for somebody or becoming a doctor or a teacher and working at this place and that place is great. Like, it's good. It's nice that you do that, but that should be something that you want to do outside of your own thing that you own. Like, you should own something that way. Like, because I hear too many people, and if I can say this, I know you guys want to cook. I'm gonna let y'all get a chance to put your recipe together. But I say
Already.
I say it to say this. Too many people think that at the job they should be able to be spoken to, where they have to do certain things, or they got to be a certain way. If the world wasn't like, if everybody didn't have a job and everybody actually had something that made their own income or their own barter system or their own trade, and I don't mean every single person, but I mean if it was the way that it was before, you wouldn't worry about
Yeah.
putting up with the bullshit at someone's work because you leave and go do your own thing. Okay, well forget it then. I'm here to pretty much help you, because people forget that as an employee you're a lot of help. You are help, and some people forget that
No
you
doubt.
signed up to come and help for a smaller wage than what that person's getting. And sometimes it seems like some people at work are being treated like they're not helping, and the word help means I can't do it by myself. That's what the word means. So when they're hiring help, and help is not a bad thing to be, it's not a bad thing to ask for. But when they're hiring help, they're saying they can't do it by themselves. They could use your assistance. It should be some kind of a mutual respect where work isn't such a bad thing to go through with people. But I just feel like it's like that because people forgot that they give you an opportunity to become your own boss if you actually want to. It's easier when you're trained to think that you should work for somebody. But I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
cooking. I'm gonna let y'all have your fun with it.
I will say, um, I'm actually I have a trade. I'm a framer by trade. The one thing I always tell everybody that
You're a
when people,
carpenter?
yes,
Nice one. I'm a carpenter too.
I find I'm also a woodworker by hobby. I build things and sell them for people all the time.
Nice
It's
one. Like a cabinet maker and shit, or what?
not so much cabinets, but like tables and stuff like that.
Nice, 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 nice. I be wanting to get into stuff like that too.
It's
That's a good little side hustle to have.
For me, it didn't start off as a side hustle. It helped me calm a lot of the anger and emotions that I had inside just to do something with my hands. And I learned
Mm, mm.
really quick to that I was really good with my hands. And I tell people all the time that like trades will always be around. The economy will always need a trade. Things will always have to be demoed. And things will always have to be rebuilt, and they always
Yes,
have to be
already.
fixed.
100%.
So always like plumbers, electricians, framers, even concrete work. there are so many there are huge needs, especially here in Ontario or Toronto. They condos that they're putting up because there is no land in Toronto to buy anymore.
They just
So
want to
instead
build
of
them up.
exactly, you can't go length, I mean width, you'd have to go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So uh big trades, man. I push trades all the time, especially because I'm one of those people that found out really early that school isn't for everybody. It isn't. I mean, go to school, get your learning, get what you need to get. But there are people out there that are just good naturally with their hands. So
School
No
shouldn't be
doubt,
for
no doubt.
everybody.
I'm big on this. I'm big on the trades.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
me too, man. I got two trades. I got two trades myself, and I'm probably gonna get a couple more out of these people up here, right? That's one thing I like about the federal government. They got this culture of education where they'll just is as long as you're trying to learn something, they'll pay for everything. I'm with the Malcolm.
Oh yeah. I'm saying, listen, if they're willing to pay for it, I'll do it. That's
Yeah, so right now I'm gonna get them to finish my pipe fitting trade. I'm gonna finish that January, February. Then I'm gonna get them to finish my I'm doing like a full apprenticeship for carpentry. I'm like a non-ticketed journeyman carpenter, but I'm just gonna get the piece of paper, and then from there they want to do either plumbing, HVAC, or electric. They've been talking about what I'd be interested in taking them,
I
and
I
I
tell you
just
right
told them I'll
now,
take them all.
out of all three, the first one I would do is HVAC. There's a lot of money in HVAC,
No
bud.
doubt, no
A
doubt.
lot of money.
Well, from coming when I since I came back from Africa, that's when I seen the real potential in that. Where places where it's always hot, they need air cooling and stuff, right? They need air
Oh
conditioning
yeah,
and stuff like that, right?
even in the States, go to places like
Yeah,
Miami
down
where
in
it's
Texas,
mandatory to
Miami,
have AC.
California.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
man,
gonna. You already
HVAC is
know it.
big business.
You already know. I'm gonna milk these. I'm gonna milk these folks, man. They talk about they want to pay for educations and things. Go ahead and pay. I'll go to class. So,
Absolutely.
bro. So when I go finish my trade, they're gonna they're gonna pay me like 40 hours a week, like I'm working. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then normally when I get my time off, I don't have to put in. I have to put in like for hours that I've acquired overtime. So I ain't gonna have to do that. So I'll just be seeing this paycheck like a regular business for going to school, right?
yeah, man.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of programs that actually offer that, where they pay for you to go to school, and that's because, to be honest with you, we're in dire need of a lot of things. Like if you looked at like trades like crown molding. Crown molding is a beautiful art. It's dying. There's not too many people that still do it out here. It's an old school thing, but
What is that? What is that? Explain that. What do you mean? Like teeth?
crown molding is like if you go inside of your house, if you looked up at the roof, at the corner where the roof and the wall meet, there'll be like
Yeah.
like it's almost like a decorative piece that goes all around the room, and it's
Okay.
got like
Okay. 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 I dig what you're
designs in it,
saying.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 I dig what you're saying.
it's a dying art, man, but it brings so much
Yeah.
character to homes. And now it's either done by machine or it's prefabricated and it's put up, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look as good as when it's handmade. When it's handcrafted, it's something to be talked about, something to said. It's an attraction point for your house. So,
Oh,
um, plumbing is another great trade. I did
I was thinking
some
about
plumbing.
doing that just because of having the pipe fitting, so it's already something
Yeah,
I already have somewhat of an understanding of. I was
it's
thinking of doing that
for
one
me
too.
it was a little difficult. Just I was in live sewers and stuff, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I ain't doing nothing like that either.
But you know what? If you can get into like in like into industrial plumbing, you make really good money. I got a brother who's actually a plumber. I got a brother who's an electrician too. So, and I know he makes really good money. Electricians make good money, especially when you work for yourself. Um, I
Yeah,
notice a lot of guys, even guys that work for the board. When I say the board, I'm talking about the school board.
yeah,
Uh, they don't make as much money, but you get a lot more time off. You basically make your own hours, and
that's yeah, that's pretty much the same with this gig, right?
right,
The like took a huge pay cut coming to work for the federal government, hands down. You know what I mean? A huge pay cut, but I work get 5 whole entire months off of the year.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I still have that. And the way they got it set up is that I don't stop ever getting a paycheck.
Kind of like a
So like
teacher salary.
I can rock with that. Yeah, I can rock with that.
Yeah, you kind of
So
what
when
you
you said
don't what you don't get paid, you make up with the time off and your paycheck. So you're off for the time, but you're getting a paycheck on your vacation.
Exactly. Yeah, the regular paycheck, and then it's yeah, it's a pretty good setup. I don't want to rip down spill my whole tell my whole business on this thing like that,
But
but
that's
right,
it's a
the
pretty good
whole.
setup.
Yeah, no, for real. But that's the whole thing about like I find too that a lot of us are missing like a lot of what you're saying about how your life is set up as far as like working time and everything else is like you're happy. You're where you.
Yes, yes. Well, that's what I'm striving for. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but it
trying to be
sounds like
happy,
you're
bro.
there though. Like you're happy with where you're at. Like you're everything's going exactly the way you want it to be, and you actually see a
It
future. You
is.
see,
It is. But you know, you're my brother, so you know I'm very ambitious, right? So like now that I got this,
right.
now that I got the, you know what I mean? I got the table set and it's dinner time and all that. You know what I mean? But I want to make sure that I got all the nice fixings and we got desserts lined up to be okay. Desserts on the way to okay. You know what I mean? I got to make sure that it's all lined up, right?
yeah,
And I was
Because I got
gonna
like the
I was
kids
gonna
and things, right?
comment on that and say like it's good to see that like he's happy, but he's not complacent. Like he is striving for more. It's not like I've reached this goal and I'm happy here. Well, there's another goal I'm setting and I'm gonna reach that too now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah.
that's always nice to see,
But
man.
I will
Yeah,
say one thing that was said was like school's not for everybody. I'm not like the debated type of the guy for that, but I will say I can't. I was like that before, but I can't agree with that statement with people, man. Like everything you do, there is a class that you can take that will give you a piece of paper that will call you a professional that will allow you to do it in a manner where it's legal and not illegal, or a manner where you can do it without any hassle. And that's what I mean
What
by school. What I mean by that school is for everybody because it gives everybody a free pass to do what they're doing without being hassled or harassed. And like some people, yeah, you may have the skills to be able to paint a house, but at some point they can come down and ask you paperwork and this and that. I mean, you may not really need it, but they can try to turn it around and take it from you, which is why I try to say like a lot of the times the best thing to do is to invest in yourself and
let
invest.
me elaborate. When I say that school's not for everybody, there are programs that are out there for people. When I say school isn't for everybody, I was one of those people where I didn't learn from a book. You could give me a book and have me read the book, and when they tell me now to reiterate what I just read, I'd be like, I have not a clue. Now you put the product in my hand and show me how to do it, and then show me once, I could do it repetitively. The one gift that I have that God gave me is I can look at something. You can show me something like a table or a chair and be like, Rico, could you build that for me? All I'd have to do is look at that picture and be like, do you have a certain measurement that you want for this? And you tell me the measurement, I'll rebuild it, no problem.
And that's cool, but the best part about it is when you get instructions, you get both. And what I would say for a lot of, and there's no knock on you. This is for everybody out there that may not really catch it as somebody who's not into that field. I like having both, and I'd like to have somebody that can do both.
Now, when I say though,
I
when I
tell you,
say with programs and stuff like my
No, I think you're right. I
like
didn't
your
realize you mean programs because programs
right,
still
but
is
when I
technically
talk
school.
about my trade, you still have to go to school to get you to do a trade. Like
Yeah,
it's hands-on learning. It's not like I went to a tech school where
hmm
it's more hands-on than it is book learning because some of us don't read. Let me explain that too. So like when I say school's not for everybody, I'm not talking about drop out of school, leave school, don't graduate. What I'm saying is that some of us learn differently. There are certain programs, certain schools that we have to go to or we can go
can
to.
I word it a little bit better? Because I think what you're
Sure,
trying to
go ahead.
say, knowing you, I think what you're trying to say is the traditional school system. It may not be for everybody, but don't doubt yourself. There's also
Exactly.
alternative schools,
Exactly. Well
and
said.
and ways of apprenticeship. And the word apprenticeship just means learning. It's another way of
Right.
saying you're learning. So it doesn't mean you got
There's
to be
nothing
next
wrong with
level.
that.
Yeah, and I just say it like that because like I think that's probably where ultimately because when I hear that I hear and I don't take it the wrong way, but when I hear that from people and they say school's not for everybody, it's like how do you know that this person just ain't trying? All you did was give them a free out, and that person may be able to go on to do something great with the school system because school wasn't for me, but I learned very well, and I learned to go back to school to learn the things I wanted to learn, and become the things I
Yeah.
wanted to become. And
I was, I could co-sign that.
yeah, and like I said, it wasn't even that I wasn't intelligent. It wasn't that I couldn't learn. And it wasn't that school wasn't for me. It wasn't. It was that once I got to that grade 11, grade 12 area, I've learned all I'm willing to learn, all I'm allowing someone to force on me, and that happens to a lot of us. That's why high school dropout
Yeah.
is a higher rate than grade 11 and grade 10 dropout, because it's somewhere around that area where you're done being forced to be learned. At a certain
Right.
point, certain minds, you're just done being forced to be learned, and you want to learn what you want to learn. You just don't know it yet in your mind, and your mind is very immature, and not in a negative way, because immaturity at that point,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
immaturity at 19 isn't as bad as immaturity at 5. So I mean, what I mean by immature is like you haven't seen past what's in front of you yet, because no time has really clicked off the meter. The older we get, the more time clicked off the meter, the more we realize how important every moment is. So I say that I say that to say, like, when I got away from learning what they're forcing me and being able to pick my own assignments, being able to pick the certain things that are built around math, science, English. Like I didn't have to learn, let's say, Shakespeare in English because that's what they wanted me to learn. That's what the school curriculum said. I was able to learn. I was able to read $40 million Slave, which was based around my history, which is based around sports and based around literature I'm actually willing to read, which gave me a different way into English. So when I say that, I say when you get a little bit older, man, it's just you start to understand that school is technically could help you. You just didn't care to be in there learning what they want to learn. My bad for doing that, Rico.
No,
Yeah, it's about what you're learning though. It's about what
exactly,
you're learning.
Yeah,
exactly. Some of us learn easier than others. Some of us learn, in different
we,
ways. Like I said, I
I
was
think we
one of
all
those
learn the same.
hands-on. Yeah,
It
but
just depends on what we're learning.
yeah, and that was my biggest thing with like with university and stuff. Like I find like when you go to university or college, you're there to learn specifically about what you feel you want to go into your career, and I find that can be damaging at times where a lot of these guys will get out of college or university and try to go for the job that they went to school for and then they don't get it. Now they're stuck trying to work another job to not only get to where they want to go, but to pay back their school loans. So like
Yeah.
there's
I seen a stat the other day. It said there's like 2 million Black Americans that got university degrees that can't find a job in their thing.
oh yeah,
In the field.
it happens. Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, in their field. Like there's 2 million Black Americans that got degrees that can't find a job in that field that they got that degree in, but they still got to pay back that loan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I
It,
would
it
say, what I would say to that too is like, um, the university is a place you learn to go to think for yourself and come to create a job.
Exactly,
Like that's
exactly,
what I mean
exactly.
to you. Just because you got to university, you don't have to go work for somebody else because that's you got skills, man. Skills that that person probably don't bring to the table. Just because he did good in the curriculum at the school or he did good and got a higher grade, it doesn't mean that he knows how to connect with people like you do. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you may have sold yourself to people a little bit harder and understood how to reach people a little bit different than this guy does. All he has is a book, and when somebody comes and they're not on top of the book, he may not know how to react a lot faster, or she or they may not be able to react a lot faster, and you do. So I don't always think it's necessary the highest level or degree of school that you were able to obtain. I feel like it's more got to do with a lot more of the person and what they bring to the table. And that usually is something you don't get in school, but you learn along growing with school or growing with higher education. So like that, like I've noticed, like in my field, a lot of times I'll talk to somebody about insurance, and they'll tell me what a lawyer said, and it's when I that's how I learned that like a lot of people don't really get how this works. A lawyer doesn't understand insurance, but you
No,
automatically,
that ain't their area of expertise.
yeah, they need. That's what I'm for. I walk in and teach them that. So if you think that automatically a lawyer knows all because he can sit in a court, then it kind of shows you how much people automatically take certain, certain levels of jobs and be like, oh, or certain levels of careers and be like, oh, that person's of power. And I just say that to say like sometimes just thinking somebody has a university degree in their field doesn't, and they got all these plaques and this high grade average, it doesn't mean that they're going to be the best in the field.
So
Yeah,
there's a reason why there are different positions. Like you can be a lawyer, but there are different types of lawyers. There are
yeah,
lawyers that fight, just criminal
Well, it's because there's
cases.
different type of courts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go for doctors. There are neurosurgeons that only like really do like brain surgeries. There
Specialists.
are yeah. So like there's a wide range. You can't just pick one, subject and be like, yeah, well, he's the be all end all because he's a lawyer. That doesn't make any sense. There are different positions when it comes to
Yeah, it's like
lawyers.
yeah, no
everybody
doubt.
has a lawyer. We'll call him and ask him about a lot of different areas of law, and sometimes I think he expects that we expect that he know it. I know sometimes he might not know it. I'm just asking, do you know anything in the area around the law? But
Yeah,
Right.
you're a
that
perm.
just recently happened. I asked him something recently, and he just told me the real. He was like, I don't really know, because he tried to like not really say he didn't know, and I'm like, I mean, what's up? And he's like, well,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really know, and I'm like, oh, all right,
and that's
it's all good, you know what I mean?
and if he ever watches this, just to let him know, like, there's much love to you that you'll really try your hardest, even though you only got but
Absolutely,
5 or 10 minutes on the
absolutely.
phone. I love that you try to work it out with me, but be straight with me because I might not have that time. I might
Yeah,
want to be on the case right now, and if you don't know, it's cool. We chop it up. Thanks for trying to help me. If you get it, if you hear anything, let me know.
but
But yeah, man, that's
back to what you were saying, though, Rico, about education not being free. So like, I remember feeling like grade 11, grade 12. I remember these people that made me feel like maybe education wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And they had me doubting myself from going through this public school system in North America. And I never felt so proud of myself when I started going to school programs and universities and college after high school, and I'm picking classes that I wanted, and I just started to excel, man. And it wasn't like I mean, I'm more mature, I guess, too, yeah, but picking things that pertained more to me and where I thought I wanted to go, I just saw myself excel at that, instead of being, you know what I mean, instead of them broad classes where it's just English this, like, I didn't, not being forced those classes, I got to see my own potential,
mm-hmm,
and then I understood that I really am good at school, and
mm-hmm,
no one can take that away from me. They can't take that away from me because I didn't want to do your classes. Now I'm doing the classes that I want to do, and I got an A average in
yeah,
college. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and
I did so like that is like factual though. It ain't for everybody, but it ain't that it ain't for everybody. You just gotta want it bad enough to figure out what is for you,
can I
in
extend on what
that,
you're
you know what I
saying?
mean, what it is that you are willing to learn at, that you want to learn something about, that you want to know about. And that's,
And
I started to excel, man.
Can I extend
Yeah,
and
I
on
that
took right off.
Can I extend on what you're saying though?
Go
Like,
ahead.
just to extend on what he's saying, when he said something, he said a mouthful, and he's like, like basically he's learning what he wanted to learn. It would wipe away the excuse of, well, what am I learning this for? It's not want to learn. What am I going to use this for in the future? One, it would wipe away that, but two, like, I don't think if a child could wake up every day and learn about when we were young about the Ninja Turtles or the Power Rangers or some shit like that, I don't think that we're not gonna want to go to school. Like the things that we couldn't wait to get to recess and lunch to do, because that was some of our reason to can't wait to get up and go to school the next day. And when you think about the first day of school, how excited you get, or after Christmas when you get like show and tell and all that shit, how excited you get to go back and show off the clothes or the toys. All those things are because you're getting to do what you want to do, and you're gonna like do some fun activities that you want to do. And at the same time, you didn't realize they were sucking us in to learn. At the same
Yeah,
time, they still was
yeah,
sucking us in to learn. But those are the times when we sucked in the most information and got the most excited to go. Some of the times that you
yeah,
remember some of your best information from school is when you went because you wanted to be there and you were actually interested in the work. And that's why I say like that's why I get what Rico was saying. Like when he's pretty much saying what we're saying. When he found another alternative to school that allowed him to learn directly what he wanted to learn and not some other bullshit that I don't really care about how many provinces are in Canada. I want to know how many baseboards are in this room that I can tear apart and put back up and reframe and restructure this house.
right. There were some things that I saw that I wanted to learn. Like I didn't care about algebra, and I never thought to myself like I'm going to use algebra in my life. I'm not an engineer, and I'm not an accountant. So I just figured like me learning algebra is a waste of time. Now that could be wrong. It could be right. That's to whoever thinks. But that's just how I felt. There were certain things, and I'm not saying in school there were classes that I did have that I flourished in. But again, they were mostly hands-on classes, like my machine shop class, my wood class, drama. Like these are all classes that I don't like bringing up PE or gym or phys ed or whatever you call it, because it's kind of like for kind of like someone like me, it was an easy grade. You go in there and you
It
play
shouldn't have been.
basketball, you do push-ups. Uh, why don't you think it should have been?
Because a lot of teachers don't. A lot. It's just a lot of the gym teachers took it like that. I remember one year. I'm gonna shout him out too. Mr. Sutton actually made us actually have a real gym class one year in St. Pat's when we were younger, and I remember one year in St. Pat's High when we were young. When we were in junior and when we were in high school, and we actually had a real gym class. It was one of the hardest things, one of the hardest classes to earn an A in. For one, you had to come dressed with your gear on all the time. You know how hard it is in high
Yep.
school to always have your gear on. For two, you had to do a test on certain things, and it wasn't just like who's the best at this and what sport does this and what are just the rules. It was other things around the rules and who created it and how it came to be and what was put in at what time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
This and
mean?
that's
Like,
what I'm talking about. High school. And I'm talking about when I
oh,
talk about
even no,
phys
I'm
ed.
saying Mr. Sutton did the same thing in elementary when we were in St. Pat's Elementary too. Like he actually made it a gym class. There was a few times, but then that same teacher at times didn't do shit like that. And most of the time when I went to gym, it was just play basketball, play badminton, play volleyball, the basic sports, some soccer, baseball, and that's it. Freeze tag, that's it. I get what you're saying, like what they gave us, but I'm saying it shouldn't be easy A because they should. There's a lot more to the physical education that they ain't giving us physical education. They're just letting us run around and burn energy.
No, the physical education class that I'm talking about in high school was like you had your health class and
Oh,
you had phys ed. Like you had to learn about the
oh,
human body and all that stuff,
we
right?
call that
So
common pal.
that's you said they call it what?
We called it common pal. I remember that was the nickname we had for it. Common pal. I can't remember why we called it communications and I think it was physical, some shit like that. But it was like two different classes, and
Yep.
yeah, I think it was like one day, one week, or one day you have it this day, and then the next time you
Yeah.
have it that. Am I wrong?
Nope. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, yeah. That shit was kind of whack too. Another babysitting class that they gave us. So yeah, yeah, you're right. 100%. It's hard to learn under those conditions. You're just going for the fun.
I had two really good gym teachers, man, and we had learned a lot. My gym teacher was actually my science teacher, which was really cool too. I did really well in that class too. I did okay in math, but like again, there was a lot of classes like I am terrible when it comes to geography. If something is not labeled on a map, I'm not pointing it out. So I'm just being honest. I'm dead serious, man. Like I am terrible when it comes to geography.
I'm all right with it if you let me see the map. Even if I don't
That's
see
what
the
I'm
map, I
saying.
can.
But it's got to be labeled. I can
No,
find Canada. I can find North America. But don't ask me about all the other places,
I
bro.
don't
It's,
need it.
it's not gonna happen.
I won't lie. I don't need
I
names for a
do.
lot of places. I can't
I
front.
do. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I need it.
Me and my daughter actually play a game like that of like how many countries you can say with the letter this or the letter
Oh,
that
that
and
game?
stuff
Shit.
like that. Yeah.
That's tough for
Saying
me.
them is different. Saying them is okay, but trying to find them on the map or locating them, like yeah, that wasn't for me. I can't do it.
But that's why, like, for me, I try to keep my son, like, as much as he loves basketball and has basketball hopes and hoop dreams and stuff, I try to keep him to stay somewhere near the technical world because he's really good with technology and shit, man. I want him to maintain that. I want him,
Big money.
huh?
It's big money in tech.
Well, but that's the other thing that I don't want him to think about because it's natural, man. Like anything that you're good at, anything that you do and you do well, and especially if you do it from the heart, you're gonna get the money naturally. It's gonna come. And the second you do it based on the money, you start deviating. Like, okay, well, there's more money here and there's more money there. And even if you make it, I feel like, and that's just personal for me. Like, I don't know how people feel, but I feel, especially when he's that young, I like that. Like when you're that young, like oh, you remember when we were young, bro? You didn't It's not that you didn't care about money, but you cared about hanging and having a good time and everybody being equal. You blow five.
already.
You blow $5. Blow $4 for me, and you'd have a good afternoon. You come knock on my door at 8 in the morning. I don't get up until like 12, but he got me up at 8. We got grape
Come on,
candy.
cuz, let's go.
Yeah, grape candy, a full bag of mini sips. We didn't just have one mini sip each. I was behind the bag with 10 in them and some straws, straight up, and some straws. And we was out for the day, man. And like back then, you didn't care about the money, man. You cared about just the fun, the friendship, enjoying everything. And usually, when you're a child, you just know money makes allows things to be a little bit funner. But if everything was free and you can have all your friends with you, well, you're in heaven.
But
So
I think again that's another cultural difference. And I, growing up in a certain era, like what growing up with me, like I never wanted to have fun by myself. Having fun by yourself wasn't fun, not to me. I always wanted my friends around to have fun too. It was better when everybody else was having fun.
what area you think
I
people don't
never,
want friends around?
pardon me.
What area you think people don't want their friends around? It ain't better with friends around.
There are some toxic things you can see online, man. There
Yeah,
are some people that decide to be by themselves, and instead of making something positive, they'll make it into a negative because it makes them feel happy.
most people I know that are by themselves. Once you get to know them, it's because they're toxic. But
And those are
one,
people that you know.
but
I'm
making
talking about
But
the
making
people
a
you don't
community
know.
though, if there's one thing I learned making a community, no matter what, if they were toxic or if they were not, behind the scenes, bro, they all just want friends. Like I've seen people say things that I don't know if it's because we're from where we're from and we're pride mother, but I've seen people literally basically break down to me and say, I just want friends. In real life, I don't have any friends.
And
And
that's fine.
and
I
coming
understand
here, I
that, but
have friends. You guys are so nice to me, and everyone's friendly. Everyone plays the game with me. So like what I see in like the gaming world, I really see like it's a lot of people that do want friends. Like if you go there, everybody, the way to go is online. I built my channel based off of online gaming and not just my single player and me running around in a single player and having fun to myself because I include others. And these are people that 90% of them all play solo. I caught them all being, not all of them, so shout out to some of them that may ever catch this, but I caught a few of them in a good few of them being toxic until they had a word with me, until I showed them, like, nah, man, it ain't that kind of party. And they come back with good morning memes and how's everyone going and some of the nicest guys in the world because it's just based off of, well, we ain't got to worry about having no friends here. It ain't based
there
off of anything else.
you got to. But there's I can want money, and I could go rob a bank to get it. It doesn't mean that it was the smart thing to do. You know what I mean? There are people that do get online. Like, you ever played the game Rust?
Yeah, I had to
One of the
steal it.
most one of the most toxic games you could play.
Because the people that run
It,
these, because there's nobody that runs official servers. My bad. Oh, but we gonna get into talking. We gonna segue this one into gaming right quick, like because this is a good topic, and
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's all good.
let's work this one here, Rico. Let's cook. Let's cook. Let's get in the
yeah,
kitchen. Let's cook. So if you ask me, it's based on who runs these servers, which is official. Official just leaves those servers to run itself. No one got codes. No one got admin. No one's to be watched. You need to record and send your files and all that shit. And some of us don't even know how to do that shit just in order to stop somebody from doing something, and then it takes forever to deal with it, which is why I bought servers and allow people to come play. These people rather come play on these servers because there's rules, because a guy like me ain't gonna play no games like that. You know what I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying.
So when I say yes, the game is toxic, but when I finally set up a Rust server, I can guarantee you with in and out of it because it will be whitelisted for all y'all to think you're just gonna jump on games. No, it's whitelisted. Whitelisted meaning I need your Game Pass, I need your
Yeah,
Steam name in order for you to even get on my server, or you won't show up for you. But what
but
I'm saying is when I set up a server like that and it's whitelisted and you act up and we ain't playing and we kick you or we put you up out of there, if you really truly want to play, you'll come back with manners.
hey, well, now you're forcing somebody that if they want to play here, you got to follow the rules. You go
Mm-hmm.
to those official servers, or you go to those modded servers, man. You can find some of the most toxic people in the world. Call of Duty's another one.
Yeah,
You know, when people start losing the things that they say,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
But
what I'm talking
But no,
about.
it
Excuse
does
me.
relate. It still does relate back to what I was saying though. It's based off of the toxicity is allowed. There's nothing you can do when you get angry enough. Like basically, oh, you're a mutual party in this because you probably don't even really understand what we mean by servers and how it gets toxic and shit like that. So
Yeah.
basically, you're playing a video game, you and your son, and somebody every time you die, you drop back into your safe house. But as soon as you walk out your safe house, somebody shoots you because they're just sitting outside. They're waiting for you to respawn. Do you get
Yeah.
mad?
If I'm with my son,
Well, they keep killing you and your son wants to play, but he's feeling like we're not good enough. We can't get anything done. Dad, what are we gonna
no, I
do?
can't get mad at that. That's a part of the game. They're being sneaky. They're doing whatever little dirty trick, but that's a part of the game. They can do that. You got to be able to be better than that. I ain't
How
gonna get mad at that.
how long do you do that until you guys just can't walk more than 3 paces out of the base before they kill you?
Well, why can't we just turn the thing off and go into another game where that person ain't in?
Because that's the server you guys been playing on that you established for, like, let's say a month now. Every day you guys put in an hour or two building up what you got, and these people for no reason out of the blue just decide to start killing you guys and laughing.
Yeah, I don't really play. I ain't into playing games like that. You know what I mean? But
After a while,
um,
you get annoyed, right?
yeah, I would probably get annoyed. You know what I mean? I don't like when my kids ain't mad. When my kids ain't happy about something, I get real not happy about
So
something.
okay, so then you turn to those people and you're like, "Yo, cuz, come on now, you guys got us enough. Can we just play the game? I'm here with my son. F you and F your son. Don't play this way. Don't play this style. Go play PVE then." And you ask your son what's the
Where you
PVE.
at?
He's
Where you at then? Where you at then?
I knew it
Cuz
was coming. I knew that
but
was coming.
but what if your son's like, I don't want to play
no,
play a versus
you
environment.
definitely ain't gonna say F my son.
Yeah, but that's what happens on there, right? And the reason why that happens is because instead of you taking the approach of, you know what, I'm not even gonna do what I would when I was younger. I know that there's an authority. I'm gonna just straight Karen Andrew it, and go and call the manager. Or go and tell someone like, yo, can you ask these guys stop being so toxic, man? Like, it's one thing to play PvP, but they're not even letting me get my game together before I walk with the base and they bang bang. I can't do literally nothing besides run around my base without them shooting me as soon as I walk out. There's no one to say that to. So therefore, you start getting toxic and start saying nasty shit back. So they start saying nasty shit back, and it just becomes one big toxic environment. And everybody's like,
So I wouldn't do that in front of my kid though. I wouldn't do that back and forth and all that. I wouldn't do that in front of my kid. No.
no,
I would just have to shut the game down or something.
Right,
I don't show my kids that type of behavior.
right,
but okay. So
right.
the reason why I say just putting the child in the middle of it is just showing you like this is what some people go through. Some are like you; they will shut the game down, and then they will deal with that shit later. Some aren't. And what I'm saying is that's when Rico's saying, the toxic environment. Most of the toxic environments I've been in, it's based off of who's running the community or how it's
Right.
being ran. If it's an official and there's nobody to answer to really, it's going to probably more likely be toxic if it's player versus player. It's a competitive nature. I mean,
Right.
basketball they talk the most shit in the world. It's toxic, but
Yep.
it's because it's a competitive nature. Hockey, football, all sport, all competition. Most of it is competitive nature, and they're going to be toxic. And the problem is when you put immature toxic people that
God
say
damn.
things and go too far, and that's what I'm
Right.
saying. That's why I don't think gaming is toxic. I think the lack of control in public platforms is toxic, and that's how.
No, I'm not, I wasn't saying that
No,
gaming
I
is
know,
toxic.
I know. I'm just saying that, like, for anybody that's hearing what we're saying, I'm not saying the game is toxic. I'm saying the creator of the platform is toxic. Like,
And there are just people that are just out there just to be, ridiculous for no reason, or just want to, like, you got to take someone like Lorenzo.
mm,
Like when me and Lorenzo were kids, Lorenzo used to like to destroy people's fun, to have fun. That was Lorenzo's thing.
yeah, but he was
I know
never
that
toxic on
firsthand.
my shit because he knows,
Uh,
okay, this is my shit, but he
But
wasn't
that's what I'm
yours
saying.
else.
When you have an admin that's in the server, you can't. Somebody's not gonna act like that. And I only played on mostly official servers. Like you're one person that will make your own server and be like, here, I'm playing this. This is what we're doing. This is how we do it. Play if you want to. If you don't, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, where I was always on official servers. Again, I started off playing console.
Me too.
Console, you didn't have official servers. Either you played the single mode or you just played multiplayer.
I grew up playing the same
Uh,
way.
so getting into PC, which again, I was one of those dudes that was like PCs for nerds. I'm a strictly Sony guy. I'll never be a PC guy. I'm dead serious. Oh, and now I'm a nerd, bro. I'm a nerd. This is what I don't even play console. I won't even get on a console. You tell me to play a game with you, I'll be like, oh yeah, what
Wow,
rig you got?
Hey,
that's
You tell
tough.
me
hey,
you're
I
running.
no, Rico, I appreciate the honesty and the evolution that you just showed
Hey,
us.
bro, listen, you got to be real sometimes, man. This with me was geeky. This was nerdy stuff, and now I will straight up tell you I'm a nerd. I won't even pick up a console controller. You can't get me on console. It won't happen.
I pick up a controller, but only to play the controller games. Only to play the games that require a controller, like boxing and sport games on
Oh
PC.
yeah, but on PC,
But
I
that,
won't play.
but other than
I
that,
won't play
no.
those. Nah,
I'm with Rico, man. I'm a brother that you
yeah,
guys know. I tell my followers and subscribers all the time, man. If y'all knew me in real life, you would never think I play video games.
right.
Never. Like, bro, I got a straight up channel and I actually got a good decent following going on in my channel.
Sure does.
You
Sure
know what I
does.
mean? Like some people come in talking to me like I actually play video games and really like that. Like I do this. I don't do this. I'm just having fun. But
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool,
oh,
man.
it is, because I mean, I'm putting something really nice back in, and I'm actually creating something of positivity, and it's built off of positivity straight from the get go. So most people that come in, they
Yeah.
come in with a positive mind, positive light. Like I can't even lie, like it's almost to, and don't take it wrong, anybody. It's almost to a point of embarrassing for you guys to see how I am in that world versus how I am in this world. I'm a
No,
completely.
man, I love it. You gotta be versatile in all
But
the worlds, right?
I get it. I get it because I was like that too at one point, where it was to me it was embarrassing. And it's not so much embarrassing, but there was an image that you tried to keep and eventually you realize that like what are you holding on to?
Well, that
Like
image
who
doesn't
cares?
sell, and we're not trying,
Yeah,
and we don't mean money, but it doesn't
right.
sell to gain anything. Like for me, I feel like it's hard for even Rico to be in my communities because I can't treat him like Rico. I can talk to him, I can say what's up, but I can't treat him like that. I have to treat him like everybody else. I can't play favoritism because of who he was since he was young.
Right.
If you came in my
Right.
community and you tried to talk to somebody and I didn't think they were being rude, best buddy or no best buddy, I tell you how I feel. I say what I
Yeah.
say. You probably leave, hit that thumbs down button, unsubscribe to FM. Do get funny over some damn YouTube. But I definitely would call you or message you after that, or probably wait a day or two. Like in my feelings, like is this guy really serious? Does he not realize I'm running a program here? You came in like you're
No, I
serious.
wouldn't do nothing like that.
No,
I
but
would never do nothing
not
like that.
But
you
no,
per
what?
se. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
like people in general, which is why
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard for
yeah.
me. It's hard for me to promote my game and shit on YouTube or on Facebook or
Because
to the
people
people.
got to come acting accordingly.
Exactly, and this is
It's
not.
not only that though, Mara, but like you gotta understand at some point too that you're not a child anymore.
Hmm.
There are things that you gotta grow up now. Cause now you know for a fact that boy wasn't coming at you like that. So what are you doing? Like why are you acting like that?
Yeah.
Leave him alone. It's just growth, man. Like I tell people that
No
all the
doubt.
time. It's just growth, man. Like there are things like you know how many names I get called online sometimes, like that. Like I'm just like yeah, okay, whatever, man. Like and a lot of it has to do because you're sitting in front of the screen. Like I'm not the toughest, strongest guy in the world, and I never claimed to be. But I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of people that would think twice calling me a bitch to my face. And I'm not saying that to be tough. I'm not saying that be tough at all.
No, he's
I'm
really
just
not.
saying
But he's not
like
lying.
there are guys out there that will say things because they're hiding behind a keyboard, and
Yeah.
that's what you want to do. Cool, man. I'm just not going to do the back and forth keyboard thing with you. I can't do it anymore. I'm too old for it. You want to sit there and call me names? Cool, bro. Whatever, man. I don't care. Like it doesn't mean anything to me. It's not going to stop me, And I don't want to let anybody else's mood affect my mood on a game. Like it throws you
Mm.
off. You know
See,
what I
and
mean? And
that's the thing too. Like I wanted to add GTA to like a private server for like a lot of like what I call sponsors on my shit, and it's people that just take part in the sponsorship programs and all that, and just put up a server where we can do missions or maybe PvP each other and have fun, and I stream it like once a week,
as
GT exclusive. But
RP, you should do an
I just
RP.
ate a
I
chocolate covered cherry.
okay, you know what? Yeah, yeah, all right. Your G pass is gone. So, anyways, but no, like the RP I've been thinking about it, but it wouldn't be easy for me because I know I just don't know how to do RP, and I feel like I would never stay in character. I'd ruin it. I would ruin it. I can't like I can be in the character that I'm in, but I just it's GTA, man. I want to play the game. I want to go through different missions. I want to drive around. I want to be for. Oh man, if I get in GTA, I'm Free Smoke Junior for real, man. Like you
But
guys are.
see, you can do that though. You can do that in RP. There are different things that you can do in RP that like you could be Butch in RP. You could just be Butch,
No, Butch is
and Butch
gone.
does.
I play GTA. Butch is gone. It's Free Smoke Junior all the way. I need to.
Okay, so you can be Free Smoke Junior then. Like it's funny because like you have guys that will play like a thief or like a burglar.
No,
And when I talk about
you
thief,
feel
I'm
me,
not talking
bro?
about someone that just like steals from people. Hey, that's what I told you, man. This is where the nerdy stuff comes out, man. Like this is for real. So
I love it. I love it. I love it.
but there you could be like a real like burglar where you have a regular job during the day and then at night you actually go into like museums or whatever and you steal art and then you sell it on the black market. Like I have seen some real life RP that is crazy on
I have
GTA and
too.
I'm like
But here's my
I
thing
need
though.
to do this.
Here's my thing though. Like I don't know, and don't take it wrong. This is just it's for the topic. This is not related to my channel. It's me
Yeah.
opening up. Well, I don't know if it's me or the people that play GTA or people that play different games. Like when I say to you guys, like I'm doing a spot. When I say to those guys, not you guys, my bad. I'm almost thinking I'm in my freaking streams here. But when I say to those guys, like, yo, this is for you. Like what they don't get is I'm not keeping this money. This is almost I'd say about $700, $800 to $1,000 Canadian. Once it gets transferred over from U.S. Once the currency exchanges, it's almost $1,000 that we earn per sponsorship. And when I open up to them, like, yo, we can add a server, we can add a game that's just for fun. What do you want to add? Nobody says nothing. Nobody cares. The odd time I'll get one. The most request I got was for Arc Mobile, which only cost like $6 for 6 slots, and we don't even have that many people. We have about that many people playing. So these guys are doing their all, taking time out of their normal game to play these games to help make money for the community, and don't even ask for anything and don't want nothing for it. So it's really hard. Or like if I ask them, like, you guys want to get a GTA going on? You guys want to get? No, you know what they care about? You want to know what they really seem to care about? And this is why I love the community. They're genuine subscribers, bro. They're genuine people that are just there that really support. These guys care about me playing Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. I might even have to start the Uncharted series.
Oh God.
I
I'm
don't
I'm
even know what
sorry,
that
man.
means.
I'm trying to play.
Uncharted is just a game.
I'm
Just a
trying to
game.
play.
Uncharted.
I'm trying to play games that I can play with them. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying this is what like made me motivated. Like, yeah, I'm going hard now. Like after yesterday, like I'm going hard, man. I played Fallout 4 and they just loved it. Everybody in my community was like, "Oh, it's my favorite series, my favorite series." And I didn't realize that like these games have like one, two, three, four, and you can work your way up to them. Like how you have movies that have Rush Hour
Oh
one,
yeah.
two, three, four. Yeah,
Yeah.
just keeping on the loop. How you have like Rush Hours, like Rush Hour one, two, three. Well, the games have that you go through it, you beat it, and then you go on to the next one, like GTA one, two, three, and four. So like I'm learning that stuff, but I'm saying like, despite it or not, man, like it's insane that the amount of like people that don't participate that say they want to do something, and then when you do it, they participate, but then you collect so many other new people coming in. And I don't know if it's that they feel like, oh well, this new person, no, this new person needs to feel welcome. You're already welcome. You know anything you need, just yell at me, I got you. But let me make this person feel comfortable. So I don't know what it is, but it's hard to put on for people sometimes because it's not what they truly really want. You know what I mean? If that makes any kind of sense.
Some people want to be involved, but they just want to be there to be involved. I noticed like there's like this thing where people just want to shadow follow. When I say shadow follow, they just want to be there. They just want to see. They just want to watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you need those people?
of course, and
People
I'm
that
not I'm
want to
not
watch
saying it's a
greatness
bad thing.
unfold.
When I say that I'm kind of going into when you were like when I say what do you guys want and nobody says anything. Some people just want to see you do what you do. And I've told you this before where you have this way of talking with grasp people attention where they're just watching and waiting for you to say or do the next thing.
Captivated.
So like sometimes when you're like, oh, what do you guys want? They're just like, we just want you to keep doing what you're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just want you to play.
You
So
like that
it
game Follow?
sometimes me no,
Huh?
no.
Okay.
You know me, man. I'm tough with games, but I'm tough with games.
Oh, you
I
know
would
me.
really like I would really like NHL to come to PC. That would be amazing.
Because
Um,
I was thinking one day we'd do a stream, probably around the playoffs. I mean, you would just either play 2K or maybe even both of us run a simulation of maybe the finals or something. Do a stream around the finals and run a
well,
simulation and just talk ball maybe since it's that
I
kind of
I I,
season.
I think us playing the game would be better because you are a way better, not even way better. You are way more knowledgeable in the NBA for me to be simulating games with you. Like I'd pick a team like, oh, well, you're picking these guys, all right. And then I'm like, all right, this guy obviously has everybody on this roster matched up with another team, so I don't want to pick this team anymore. I
No,
gotta pick
no,
a
no.
whole
That's
nother
not
team.
what I mean. That's not what I mean. I mean like maybe, let's say whatever teams in the finals, we get those two teams and we put our controllers on computer. We let it play while we
Right.
just talk basketball. We ain't. I don't want to debate nobody or nothing like that. Like I also don't want to use this channel really as a debate and sports channel. I want it to be a place where we can all talk our opinion because sports is going to be the one place where I'm really open to opinion. Everyone's entitled to say this is what I see and this is how I feel about it. And when it comes to sports, and I want to make sure that that's something that's valued on the channel because hopefully people realize like you will be invited to come in and have the conversation. You will be invited to come in and talk with us. Like we're not I'm not hogging the platform. I'm not hogging the mic. I don't need to be the only one that's heard or the only one that's seen, and I'm pretty sure these guys don't mind sharing the platform and bringing people on, but we do have a watch your mouth lang rule. This isn't the place where we're
Yeah.
gonna talk like we don't have no censor, like Scotians weren't born with manners or acting classes. Act like you got some manners. Act like you've been somewheres. We have our acting classes. Let's respect our parents. Let's respect our elders and all. But y'all more than welcome on the platform to speak your mind, give your opinion. It ain't a debate class though. Like I would never ask any of these guys to ever confine into a debate with anybody about anything we said in the past or anything that we're saying currently. Our opinion, and this is all this floor is right now, it's an opinion right now. So our opinion is just that our opinion. If you don't like it, you're fine to say you don't like our opinion. But to come on here straight bashing and debating, it's about a click away from getting blocked or kicked up out of the chat. So please, if you're coming, man, just come with some respect, especially for the
I'll be,
dudes in here, because these
Absolutely.
guys are
I'll
volunteering
be,
their
I-
time.
I'll be honest with you. I'm too grown to go back and forth with anybody on the computer. I just said that maybe 10 minutes ago. So you can say what you
Yeah, I
want.
wouldn't waste my time.
Yeah, I'm never going to give you what you want anyway. So
I
if you want to,
really, I
you want to,
laughed. I give you a couple of laughs. That's about it. I wouldn't waste my
yeah,
time.
I'll just sit here and wait for Butch to kick you out. I'll just be like, all
Yeah,
right.
because these guys are
Eventually,
Yeah.
he's
being
going to get
nice.
tired of this.
These guys are
Yeah,
being nice and explain themselves as if I said they would know that I'm going to block you and kick you. If I feel like you're being a little too argumentative with them and they're actually entertaining what you're saying, even though they're trying to be mature about it, they might not realize they're not talking to you no more. You will be kicked while they're
yeah.
still giving their piece. With
I'd
all
be
due,
like, no, I'd be waiting for it. See ya.
with all due
Bye.
respect, with all due respect, I share a platform with them.
See you. Bye.
There's no making them uncomfortable. I mean, if we make each other uncomfortable, you might get a be right back screen and things might go silent for a little bit. But and definitely let us know how many people actually would prefer to catch this on Twitch, because I pretty much personally would like to move this over to Twitch as well, because we could put music in the background. We could have a lot more visual
Yeah,
going on. That's
yeah.
not gonna cost us copyright infringement. And definitely come to the Discord, because we can do a lot of shows that don't have nothing to do with Twitch or YouTube, which our ability to do a lot more visuals is even wider. So, like I said, this one I didn't really didn't promote it. I didn't pump it to nobody. I didn't show it to nobody. I didn't post it to nobody's nothing. What I did was just hit the live button, left it pretty blank, left it pretty empty. I just want to be able to get some chemistry with these guys and see exactly how we flow and how we go back and forth, see how comfortable each other are, and because I mean I'm comfortable with both of them. I've had great 4 hour conversations with both of them, and I know
Already.
O's not a 4 hour conversation guy. He lucky he got 20 minutes out of the guy, but no man, I'm liking the vibe right now. Like I like that
No
most
doubt.
most are well spoken and well said, and O is more. I like that you're more conserved. Like you really like you're more reserved. Like you don't need the floor. Like you don't need to really talk. Like you can sit back and listen for a good while before you say
For
what you
sure. For
say.
sure. For sure.
Nah, man, like it's a skill, bro. Like I like it's a skill. I'm just letting you know it's crazy. It's crazy how like relaxed you really are and chime when it's your time. Sometimes I think you're gone for a second. I won't
No, no, I'm sitting here listening to y'all, man.
lie.
I did like how he jumped in right into the, introducing when where he's at and
Yeah,
what he's doing, and he held it. He held it for a long time, which was great.
yeah.
Um,
Already.
and before we get out of here, I would
I wasn't
like.
just ending it yet. I was just
Oh
giving
no, I
props.
know. But what I'm saying is, before we do get out of here, though, I would like the fact that I've said what I said about, Ontario and being here, and then also what he said about, being in none of it. Like we we should go into you and being, down home and being there your whole life. Things maybe you've seen, the changes, the ups, the downs, the progression of Nova Scotia,
Me
maybe,
technically, I wasn't really. I mean, yeah, here my whole life, but I spent like time abroad,
Of
back and
course.
forth, forth and back. I mean, but yeah, ultimately, always here. But as far as like changes, in the city, yeah, lots of growth. I've said it like a few years ago when I first started insurance and realized how close cities were to cities. Like, you could still see houses almost between different spots in the highways, which meant places are coming closer together. Sooner or later, highways are gonna need to be bigger, whatnot. But if you're talking about city wise, yeah, things have grown. Um, what's going on Gaudigan is nothing new. Like I sit back and I listen to it, and I wanted to chime in, but I like the conversation you guys are having. But I like what's going on Gaudigan. Some people may be upset or get mad because it's not the boom boom banging street it used to be. But go ask your parents, man. Gaudigan used to be a place where everyone did go. It used to be gentrified like that.
It was lit. It
Yeah,
was lit, but it was lit back in the day, like when they had the Met and all that.
there you go. See, now everybody, I got them talking. That's what I'm saying. So like, sometimes I'm beside myself when you talk about growth that way because I think it's growth back in the right way, back where people aren't afraid. Like I'm not happy with people being afraid to go to my neighborhood. I think it's iconic. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
historic.
I know what
That's
you're saying.
you're
Yeah.
right.
You
I
know,
wanted to I wanted to say the same thing, and like just being talking about
it's an honor to
the
be from the
neighborhood.
square. It's an honor to be
Right.
from
And
the
I don't
square.
want anybody to think that like I'm down in anything, but like
I don't
I
think they
don't
took
want to
that.
sit there and talk about the square like it's a negative place, or that like,
I don't think anyone took
this
it that way. I just said it
no, no,
that
no.
way. I just said it that
When
way.
I say the things that I say, like when I was gonna say, like I talked to some people that are from the square, and you know friends of mine and stuff like that, and I tell them all the time, like they talk about if it gets taken down or regentrified, and I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with
So
that? Like,
what?
it's not a place you own.
Not
You
only
you're
that, the square is not buildings. It's not the place. It's when Obi messages me out of the blue, friggin' 2 weeks later, I ain't heard from him. OVT, guys. Like, really? Like, really? When I see
you love
somebody,
the OVT for life.
yeah, when I see somebody somewhere else
Overtown.
and we got that same recognition because we just know, like we just know over town guys, square town guys. So like they can to me it's like yeah, you guys can tear it down because you got to put us in better places now. We got to go to better communities where we're not stuck with each other with only each other's thoughts. We get to see other things. I like that my children get to see when they go to school other people going to different type of jobs, different type of uniforms, the city moving in different type of ways and not the same old with different people walking down the street that probably ain't going nowheres that are in the same place when I come out of school. I mean that cycle in our neighborhoods went on, and I don't say that to say it's all negative because there's a lot of great things that go on in that neighborhood,
Absolutely.
and there's a lot of great things that go on in a lot of neighborhoods. Just the athleticism, the intelligence, and all. But I'm just saying like I don't not because I don't live there, but I'm saying like trust me, man. Like I don't really worry about what they think they're gonna do with that neighborhood. I care more for the people than I care
All right.
for the building. So if I can say anything to help them, it's just go to a different one, man. Like it's not gonna be a better one. You're never gonna find a better one, but go to a different one. As far as like growth of the people here, I don't really know what the growth of the people here are. It's not my place to call that. Like that's I'm one person and I'm a part of the people, so I can't judge the people. I feel like we're growing as best as we can in what we have, but I I mean down home is what it is. It's It's what I say. It's like the South of USA. It's where
100%. It's the Atlanta. It's the Mecca. It's the Atlanta, not the South. It's the Atlanta.
I just say South because like everyone's related. Everyone got to come on home. You know, it's where the population, is really us and whatnot. Like I said, I mean, Atlanta. I figure Atlanta's supposed to be South as well, but I'm just saying like South. Like it just reminds me a lot of just the way that we're taught different, we're shown different,
Right.
we speak different, we
Yeah,
walk different.
I can dig it.
We'll say it all the
Hey,
time.
did y'all hear about the California joint when they talking about the reparation task force giving 1.2 million
I'm not even gonna.
to
I don't want
every
to hear about that.
Yeah.
to every qualified black resident?
Okay, but what do you got to do? I know what you got to do to qualify. Do you?
No, it doesn't say none of
Yeah, it
that.
does. Oh, it does. You want to know what qualifications are? You had to be claiming to be black in the last 10 years. If you were born in the 80s. I think the 80s. But you do have to be claiming to be black. That sounds more like a faith.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. It doesn't really
Oh, it'll
give
be
no
there.
description.
Oh, it'll be there. And not only that, what went on in Florida?
Not Florida. There was a Florida. There
Oh,
was a
California. Yeah, what went on in California?
Remember the
Rod,
Alamo?
Rodney
Yeah, but
King.
no. But there's reparations for slavery. None of those have nothing to do with slavery.
I hold like my thing
No,
is like, listen, man. What is that? What does
there
that
was no
change?
slaves in California.
So why are they
What is that?
giving
What does it
reparations
change?
to Californians?
I think that California is just the most progressive state in the whole country.
How?
So they're just the one taking like they're the first one that had weed legal.
Yeah.
They're the
Okay.
first one
And
that
look
they're the
at
first
look
one
at.
that gave, just like Canada, right? They're the first one that did weed legal. They're the first one that gave gay marriage rights or whatever, all that stuff,
I
right?
get all that,
They're
but I get all that,
Yeah, they're more progressive.
but
But they also had the three strike rule. They were the first place to do that too.
progressive once again. That is technically
Yeah, they were the
progressive.
first place. Yeah, the three strikes started in California. I'm
I don't
pretty
think it's
sure.
okay.
And
I don't think it's okay. I'm just saying when they're like they're just not afraid to do things is what it's pretty much when you progressive in that way is what I'm hearing.
what does it do? What is like? What is the end goal here for that?
But all I'm saying before you even ask that goal, and I'm not I mean y'all know I can cook that one, and I think you guys threw that out there just to get me to cook, and I'm not I don't I got the bowl like, but I don't know if I really want to cook or whatnot, so I'm just
Come
saying
on,
like
Junior.
I'm just saying so basically, but take a look at that. You are giving reparations to Florida residents for what?
California.
For something that never happened there. Therefore, there's nothing to give away. I'm more worried about why they're still studying. Why they're still studying it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you still studying slavery? Why is it still a study? Why would you still have to even study? You guys say it's a well-known fact that happened, everything, this and that, but yet you study it? No, you should. Either way, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down because I'm a Canadian. I do up in Canada here in Nova Scotia. Whether they try to bullshit you or not, we got to learn U.S. history. Yeah, because that's a lot of where our history starts. We got to learn
I'm just
U.S.
gonna.
And
history.
I'm
That's
just
what
gonna
we got.
stay here in my igloo and
We ain't
feed my
living it.
camel.
I know, but I ain't
Feed
gonna
my
act
meat.
like they
sit in
disrespect
the
us.
igloo.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna act
stay in
like
my
they
igloo.
disrespect us
Eat
and
my
say
whale
other
blubber.
people.
I'll be okay.
I'm not no, but no, because I don't because that comes off as if like we trying to say like back to them and to be honest, I'm trying to connect with y'all. We are literally from the U.S. We come from down there and we've been up here since 17,
I mean, we live
1800s.
on the same continent. The only thing that separates us is an imaginary line.
Yeah, and some different rules and some different ways of living as well, which kind of doesn't always make our fight their fight. But when we realize we are the same people, we actually came from the same place, and we actually do have the same struggle. It takes a lot of different things away, and it brings a reason to unite. I mean, a lot of us have to learn to actually speak together, stand together, like for real, man.
It's
Like
true.
Wow.
I mean, it may sound what it sound, but it's true though. Like we can't always like think. I can't say even that because I don't know how we people down there think. Most of the people I met in the U.S. got nothing but love for Canadians. I can't even lie.
Oh,
So
some of my closest friends live in New York.
man, some of them
You know,
guys show mad love to Canadians, man, and it's not like what I always thought. I always thought they thought we were dumb. I'm starting to think it's not. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it down on the table, man, because I don't want. I don't want to do that, but all I can say is shout out to people in the states because they show mad love to
Yeah, for
Canadians, man.
real. Like
Especially when they
they
find out
do,
you're a
man.
brother, and that ain't got nothing to do on no race or political. It's just it's not. It's so rare that it happens that being who I am gives me love. That's not really what I'm used to in Nova Scotia. So, but
Yeah.
but no, man. One thing I can say is, like I said, man, it's crazy all the different things that we could sit here for like hours upon hours and go back and forth about because you guys when you guys actually speak, you guys actually have something to say. Sometimes I get lost in conversation. I can't front. I be doing so much in the run of
Passion.
the day. By the time I get here, I'm lost.
I know those ones.
Yeah, man. Like I literally got finished a stream and jumped into this to do the stream, trying to set everything up because I wasn't ready from what I was supposed to do because I had so much going on throughout the week. But I mean, what I'd like to do for everybody is next time we come in and stream is like be able to set up a schedule and also like try to build a network to be able to go to Twitch. Because I feel like we'd have a lot more fun on Twitch with some of the things we can do. Like that would
I can also stream on Twitch while we stream on YouTube.
I could
You
also
know,
stream on both. That's my
there
point.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, I can just set up. I can just set up as whatever that's called, and just stream on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I mean, that's not a problem. I'm just saying like I'd like to do it because it's a lot funner, and I'm just trying to throw that hint at people that may be like, oh, these guys are actually doing something. They jump on and catch a live, and they're like, all right, when's the next time they go on live? Well, next time we give them a surprise live that we go. Hopefully, we can give them a schedule so next time catch us at this time and that time. Because I mean, in a year, and no disrespect to anybody that was ever part of the platform, anyone that was ever on the platform, in a year, this is like probably the only time we were able to set a time and a date in the course of almost 2 weeks now, and everything went exactly is. And the only person that was late this time was myself, due to prior engagements that I had to handle. But outside of that, we were still on. We were still on time. We were still able to deliver at least a 2.5 hour stream where we did talk about things. We were able to bring up things. Um, I don't know about you guys, but what I know from doing my streams when I'm gaming, and it is a lot different. I'm not really always comparing them. I'm just saying it's easier when you have a chat because they help navigate the crowd. So,
Absolutely.
so I feel like with more of y'all coming in, if y'all say what's up or chat or say anything, it would definitely help myself and the rest of the guys. Have conversations that would get more interesting. It's not always going to be fun to hear us talk and hear us navigate because nothing's scripted. Sometimes we come in, we talk about one thing, but something we say veer us off somewhere else. So the chat is really up
Yeah.
to you guys. Yeah, man, we getting up and putting on for you guys and for the province. So it's up to you guys to chat, say whatever. Just don't get toxic. Don't say anything that is not within what's that violation codes and bullshit like that, man. We just trying to have a channel for Scotians to chat, especially for you guys out west, man, because I know y'all be hurting. Always away probably talking about down home and just wishing that there was something that represented down home the way that you vision it. So here it is. Let's do it.
Already.
Yeah, man.
Already.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know what you guys got. I mean,
What is what is the biggest thing, oh, that you miss from down home being out west? And I'm not talking like family and none of that stuff. I'm just like, what is like something that you miss from down home
Well,
that you
being in Alberta, I miss the water a lot. But like, I
you got
go over to
water because it's just
Vancouver every
frozen.
now and then. Huh?
So you got water, it's just frozen.
Oh, like, do you mean? Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about home, like Alberta, where I live. Here,
No, I'm
up
talking
here,
about down
up.
home.
Oh no, up. But yeah, up here in Nunavut, you can miss everything, right? Because there's nothing
Oh,
up here.
sure. For sure. I mean, from like moving away from home to go to where you put roots down. Like, what is something that you miss from down home that you don't have in Alberta?
he told you the water.
That's what you thought.
It's not the
Yeah, that would
same.
be that would be. I really like. I don't know if it's just getting old or whatever, but I like being able to go sit by the water and like especially summertime. Like I want to jump up in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. Not only that,
And
if you
yeah,
come
they don't
down,
really like there's lakes and stuff, but it ain't the same.
if you think about it too, though, man, like being here is so much easier to touch the water, see the water from almost any point that you're
Absolutely.
at. So I get exactly what he's saying. Like, especially when you're brought up in the city, like Sackville's maybe a little different. Um, Spryfield, not so much, but almost anywhere you're at in the city, you look over the balcony, you look over the doorstep, you'll see some waves of water, and it's like
Yeah,
I get what he's saying, where it's like, damn, like there's no place where I can probably drive like 10, 15 minutes, park the car, and just go sit with my own thoughts. Like
I,
there's none of that.
I understand because like I one person who keeps his fishing rod in his car every summer to the point where like me and my son, I'll pick up my son and we'll be going to my house and we'll see like a big body of water, like a pond or a lake, and I will pull over and we'll just cast in there a couple times, see if we can catch something.
Yeah,
It's a big difference from going from, uh, an ocean to like a lake or
yeah, for sure.
it's big difference. You know what I mean? And I completely understand what he's saying, man. It's something different. It is.
what's different,
Yeah,
man.
just the water.
What's different is leaving Nova Scotia, and how many times a lot of us don't realize how we have so many trees and forestry here compared to
Hmm.
other places. When you go there, man, like I don't know if most of the people down home notice when you, especially like a place like Toronto, when you're there, you see so many buildings and houses and parks and everything other than trees and forestry that it's almost crazy.
You got you got to come out where I'm at, like just to see that.
But that's because that's not Toronto though. Like almost anywhere you
Right.
go in Toronto, man, it's
That's
like
what I'm saying. You
it's
got to go north of the city for all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but that's Ontario. And like, yeah, there's different places in Ontario you can go for sightseeing, but here in Nova Scotia, we got so many like wilderness and trails and just off of
Hmm.
communities, off of different areas. Like you mess around, walk down a trail, and find yourself in the community over, and didn't even realize like you could have had a picnic in the middle of both cities and not even known that you were in the forest. I mean, not and come out of the forest. Like it's just a different of landscape, and I get it, especially now we're older because you start to take stuff that you see like shoot, like because if I was younger, I'm gonna be straight up. If I was younger, I did a lot of things different than what I know now, and all the like the things we had available to us that you didn't have to spend money to make things look right.
Oh,
And I'm
fuck.
gonna just put it on
For
the table.
sure.
I'm gonna just put it on the
For
table and
sure.
leave it there. I'm walking away from it. But that's all I'm gonna say. So as I got older, I realized that and I learned it, and I get where he's coming from with when he says the water. It makes perfect sense, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even being up here, one of the things that I tell people all the time, like I notice even the taste of the milk is different
Mm-hmm.
here in Ontario than it is in Nova Scotia. The milk is way better. So whenever you see me come home, you know me. I always get my donair, and I'll always have like a jug of chocolate milk. Chocolate milk up here hurts my stomach. The faster it goes
Yeah, that's
down,
one
the
of the
faster
things
I
I
have to
get.
go.
That's one of the things I get too. But I don't really. I be trying not to mess with too much of that stuff these days. But
Right.
I don't
I
drink
will get
milk
a
at all.
donair and a chocolate milk. But I be trying to stay away from all that dairy and all that meat and all them ones.
Ah, no, I get me a donair. I have to
I
have the
still get
donair.
the donair. I get the donair, but yeah, I don't try to like when I'm away. When I only eat it. I'll only have a donair and things like that when I go home. I'll never try to like have it
I don't drink milk.
anywhere though.
I haven't
Yeah, I ain't wasting my
I
time.
haven't drank milk in years. Yeah, I mean years, man.
No, yeah, I don't drink that type of stuff.
I haven't had. I mean,
When I go home, I won't lie, I do. I do drink my farmer's milk. I have to.
yeah,
It's the only milk that doesn't hurt my stomach.
I can't have milk at all. I just
You know,
yeah, it ain't for me. It ain't for me at all. Now, like I
It
said,
ain't for none of us. That ain't
it's
something that we're
not.
supposed to be eating
Yeah,
anyway.
we're the
no,
only mammal I think on the planet that actually drinks milk from another animal.
yeah, it's pretty sure that's not forced to do it.
Yeah, like we like literally just do it.
Yeah, right.
But
We know
that's
we go seeking another animal's milk instead of
yeah.
our own. But like I said, there's a lot of things that like, but as human, you're predicated to do like just out of the blue. Like it never used to mean nothing to me when people are like, could you take care of your family? Could you feed your family if the grocery store shut down or, if there was nowhere to buy food? Like, could you? And I mean, I personally don't know because I don't know. I don't have really the heart to start gutting things and ripping its guts out and skinning it and then
Oh yeah,
having
I have.
I,
I do.
yeah, but I'm not. I'm different, man. I don't really got that in me, man. That shit's nasty to me, man. I'm cool. I'll take the zero, man. I'll just pick the vegetables.
I'll take the zero. It says,
Yeah, just let me
uh,
pick some vegetables. I'll become a vegetarian then, man.
I'll
Scratch that.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. Um,
Hold on,
don't say
let me do
don't
something
say
real
you.
quick. I'm gonna let you guys keep cooking. I'll be like literally 40 seconds if that.
All right, I don't want him to say that he can't do it because
No, I
the
mean I don't
human,
want to.
right? But starve yourself for a week. You'll be surprised at what you're willing to do. There's a big difference between wanting and survival. Um, I've gone hunting before. I know how to fish. Uh, and I'm a big guy, man. I do like to eat, so if I had to, I'm looking at, oh, hey, look, give me one of them bangers, man. Let me go get one of these polar bears because I'm trying to eat something.
No,
I gotta eat because I gotta eat.
I
Uh,
can dig it.
like I said, I wouldn't say uh, I go with what you wouldn't want to, but I'm sure after a week of not eating food or meat, even if you just didn't have any water, man, you start to go delirious after a while. Your body will start to tell you like you need to eat something or we're about to lose it. Like
One of the big things that I've been hearing and reading a little bit into with like meat and stuff, right, is like the parasites that are in it. So
yep,
like when you're eating these meat, these parasites get in your body and stay in your body, and they're probably in your body. So when you're not having that, it's just like going through withdrawal from heroin. If these parasites are in your body, and like this is like it can go as far as, but it ain't probably this bad. But like these parasites could even attach themselves to your brain and make your and you know what I mean, and have that want for that thing, and make your brain tell your brain that you want this thing.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm trying to get away from all that dead stuff.
Why?
I'm trying to be eating life, eating live, living life.
That's why like I don't eat. That's why I don't eat pork. There's a parasite in pork that you could deep fry for 40 years and you'll never kill it. Um, pigs in
All that,
general. Pigs in general,
all
though.
that, all that stuff is nasty to me. But yeah, pigs are probably the worst. But
Yeah, because they're the only animal besides us that become a biohazard when they die. Like you would have
yeah,
to bury a pig, and if you went near it, you'd have to wear a hazmat suit. Like it
yeah.
is not a healthy animal, man. That's part of the reason why I don't eat it. It's just yeah, I don't eat McDonald's. You
All
won't catch me at
disgusting.
McDonald's for nothing. Um, there are some things that I've cut out in my life that I won't go back to. I just won't, you know. And I'm serious about period pork. Like I don't eat no pork fats. Like I'll look at the bag of candy and see if I see gelatin, I'm not eating it. Unless it says bovine gelatin, which is like cow fat, I won't eat it. I won't eat it. I'm dead serious on that. I won't eat any of it.
Good for
So,
you, man. That's
I
how I
mean,
started. That's how I started my when I started getting off meat. Pork was first, and then I did red meat, and then I did chicken. And I mean,
do you still eat
I've been
fish?
yeah. Right now, I eat mainly fish, but like I got tired of telling myself no all the time. Right, like
Right.
we go through life telling ourselves no about everything, man. I get tired of it, so I've been slacking off on my pescatarian diet, but I am gonna try to tighten up and go the next step from pescatarian to vegetarian pretty soon. I think.
I only
I
tell
think
myself no
you
about
might
shit I
be
don't want.
you might be on the right track, man. Because if you later on when you get a chance to look up meat glue.
Oh man, that
Meat
wasn't
glue.
no.
Oh
It,
yeah, I know
I
about that.
don't know.
Yeah, I know about that foolishness. That type of
uh,
stuff. All that stuff that they put in the meat to make it stick together and make the steak look all nice.
yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's all crazy, man.
But they're not. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
just
all
steak
crazy.
anymore, man. They're doing it to chicken. They're doing all kind. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
man, it's crazy. And then, see, I could go on this for days, man. Like, oh man, I'll say that for
The
another
stuff
time.
we're putting in our body these days, like it's wild, man.
You know what's crazy
It's really
is like
wild.
we when we're talking, we can come out with all the topics in the world, man. But when we gotta type them in, when I gotta sit down and think about them, man, that shit ain't easy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I gotta
Yeah.
admit, like I could get one or two out, and then on the third one, I'm like, well, what's a really good one? And I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there, I'm wondering,
But
like,
I think that's
See, I
what we
used
do
to I
too.
used to rap. I used to rap. I could do that for days, bro.
yeah, but that's just your confidence in what you're willing to put down. But I mean, one of them, I ain't gonna say it on air. What one of them was like, really, bro?
I don't care. Yeah, really, really.
I won't lie though, man. It's a good conversation.
Yeah,
I
it's
had this
Scotian
conversation with
slang,
Score a
not
couple days
squizzy
ago.
slang.
Really.
It's Scotian slang, not squizzy slang. What the hell?
Yeah, no, hey, rest in peace, Colin. Rest in peace, Colin Marston, man. But yeah, really.
Rest in peace, my dude. Shout out to him. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
For real though,
But like,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. There's nothing wrong with any of that shit. I just feel like we gotta build the viewers. 'Cause these early streams are just like we coming back. They're like pilots, and they there, but nobody knows they're there. And I'd rather like one day or the next week or two, people start to notice that they're there and watch them and be like, yo, when's the next one? Or when how can I get in and get on the call or whatever it be. Like rather people start to notice that it's there, whether you guys want to post them up and let people see them yourself, or whether people just fall into it. I'd rather it go that way for us rather than you know us just trying to force the situation. Because I mean, if anyone don't
yeah,
notice, we just like I'm gonna clean it all up. We're gonna have some visual, and we definitely gonna have definitely gonna have more of a title, more of a thumbnail, and everything else. But right now, is we just I just like I said, this is just working for the chemistry, and we can't sit back and just talk on the phone. We're all grown men with things going on in our lives. We can't just sit back and talk on the phone or talk on a Discord and do practice runs. There's no practice for a live. There's no
right,
practice for
right.
a live. You just can do it, and I felt like I
I
demonstrated.
don't need no practice.
He wasn't with them
practice.
shooting in the gym.
You talking about
Practice,
practice?
not the game, not the
No,
game, not the game that I live and I die for. We talking
we're gonna
about
also talk
practice.
about getting some sound bites for the Steam Deck, for the Stream
Yes,
Deck.
I was just looking at one to be honest for the stream because there were a couple times where you guys said something I wanted to press a little button, get my little sound on. But
Yeah, all you gotta do is let me know, man, what the trigger words are, or just Q, or even a Q word. You know what I mean? Q word, and
you know,
I know to hit one or two, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of that I know I want to, I know O wants to, and I know Rico wants to bring to the table. Yeah, we ain't on cam yet, but like I said, it's still dry run. I still gotta get the studio together and have like a
Ready.
background with my cam going on, so y'all can really think that we doing something real here, but we really just having
yeah,
fun, rapping with each other every weekend, talking about being men, being Scotian, and keep it
Right,
moving.
man. Talking, you know what I mean? Talking a little shit, swallows good, man. Why?
Yeah, talk shit, swallow spit. Ain't shit. It's how to stay sucker free when you live in land lollipops. Shit,
Lollipops, man. Lollipops, man.
shit. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like, y'all let us know like what topics y'all want to hit, and don't give us no straight out of the project down home topics. 'Cause it ain't happening, man. I already had to shut one of those down, man. Like it ain't happening. Y'all know when we get like we gonna do the because I mean we do got to take into account that O is pretty far away right now. His hours aren't as easy, but I feel like we are gonna hopefully get to at one point where we do, a Scotian slang after dark where we can bring some of those kind of videos in and those streams in where we can just be silly with it. We can fit a few people in these chats, so we can have a few people in these chats chatting. If anyone gets a little overly talkative, we can mute you so nobody hears you, and the stream definitely hear. But like I said, we can have fun with this. And most of y'all have youngins, man. Ask them how to work Discord. They got you. I'm trying to tell you, man. These youngins, man, they on top of it. I'm telling you, bro. They on top of it. Like I said, I don't know, man. Like I'm good for 2.5 hour, 3 hour streams with the crowd I know to go to 4 easy.
Right.
Yeah, man. Like I'm telling you, I think I just think the conversations are good, and some of the things we say are not so much controversial, but it leaves open for other people like when Rico was saying you know, school's not for everybody. Even though he didn't mean it in
Yeah.
that literal sense, it left it open for other people to want to say something.
and I'm one person,
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
I'm okay with the conversation.
No, no, no.
I'm
I was
okay with
I was picking it
uh
up. I was just
No,
pointing
no,
out.
I know. I'm just saying, like me, I'm one person that's okay with
Oh,
conversing. You
oh, for
know,
sure you are.
let me use right word. I'm good with conversing with people. It's I'm not one who's just stuck up on my own ideas and I can't be taught something. You know what I mean? I'm one person that knowledge is everything, and I'm always willing to learn. You know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, never claimed to be. So, uh, you know, if you have something, you know, to say that, you know, will correct whatever I say, I'm always open for it. I'm always here to listen. I'm always here to learn. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I said, man, I've come a long way in my life, man. I'm not the child I once was. You know what I mean? As a child, you do childish things. You know, as you grow, you know, you become a man. You learn to put certain things behind you. So, you know, I'm okay with you being told, "No, man, that wasn't what you meant," or this is what you
Right.
want to say. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'd rather have someone correct me here than me go somewhere on a real platform and say something stupid. And then when I say a real platform, I mean like if I went to court and I was talking and I said something I shouldn't have said, or if I
You
went
shouldn't be talking
to
in court. That's your lawyer's job. That's what you're paying for. If you talking in court,
I'm talking about like a traffic ticket, or if I had,
it's
you know,
not
something
a traffic court ticket, man. I'm go
just
ahead. I'm
saying.
fuck. I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm just saying, like, if I use the
Mm,
word in the wrong place, you know, like
mm.
I'd rather, you know, be on my, you know, on my knowledge, so I know what I can say and what I should say, how to say things. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with learning, man.
No, it's not, man.
You done know. You done know. You done know.
Oh
That's
gosh,
that's my that's my mentality, man. Like if you take everything as a loss and you're just not actually trying to get the lesson, like
right,
the most important thing out of most times that you didn't complete the task or you didn't win the race is a lesson. Now you know how fast this person is, maybe how much faster you have to run to beat them, how much harder you have to train, whatever it may be. But I'm with that, man. Like pretty much, let me know where I may be wrong. But the one thing I don't want no one trying to do in this platform with me, and I mean, you guys know that I'm quick to tell people what I ain't interested in because I really will make sure they know. Like, don't come in with that shit. I done already told you guys stream one. You didn't watch it? Okay, well you must be new around here. Go back and watch it and come back and try this shit again. But like, I'm not interested in somebody trying to force me to think their way. It ain't gonna happen. I'm a mule.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
I'm a
I
mule.
ain't got time for none of that
I
type of stuff no more in my life.
I think we're all on the same page on that one.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it.
No, but
Yeah,
some people say that, but like y'all know I'm really bad for that shit though. Like literally, I'll go off, and I want to go off on 'em.
Oh no, oh no, Marquise will shove a whole book down your throat.
Yeah, a few of them
J
too.
Ara.
Yeah, a few of them too.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting you get beyond the scope of here. Let's just stop there, because like some people want to have these arguments, man. This shit that pissed me off. You want to have these arguments, but you don't want to get past your own language.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can't come to me and say, "Well, I believe." Like for this one, now I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying this isn't. But what proof do we have, or true knowledge do we have to know that someone has seen the world when it was all Pangea? How do we know for sure, 100% sure, that the whole world was Pangea?
You know what's crazy? There are people that could be listening to this right now don't even know what that means.
Well, then they're not
Well,
qualified to answer the question.
but
Don't
Pangea,
don't tell
I'm
nobody.
talking
Pangea
about.
is
Don't
just
tell nobody
it's a
what it is.
theory.
Hold on, exactly,
It's a theory, right?
exactly,
Exactly,
exactly. But hold on.
exactly.
Don't tell nobody what it
Don't
is
tell what it
because
is
I
though.
just gave Rico my answer. If that person doesn't know what it is and doesn't know what we're talking about, then they're not qualified to answer that question I just asked.
Mm,
So they have no business
No doubt.
asking it. That means if you
all
got
up
to
in the
go
liquor
look
store
it
looking.
up, don't just shut up. If you got to go look it up, just shut up. It's not even
J
worth your time.
Ara.
Yeah, free. It's
That's
free.
gotta be a button, cuz. That's gotta be a button.
It's free. It's
I'll
free.
tell you two things about Keith, man. Don't come in here not knowing what you're talking about, and don't come in here trying to debate sports with the man. Just don't do
Yeah, that's a waste.
it.
Yeah, that's sports. Yeah, that's a waste of your time. Like
Yeah,
really.
that's a huge
If
waste.
anything, you probably have a harder time with sports than what you will with
Yeah,
me.
you will get all the smoke when it comes to sports.
Yeah, man. I probably won't. I wouldn't. I might even come through your computer or your phone. Shit. But no, I'm just saying. Like, people will come and then they'll like try to force it in. Oh, already done. Push the button on that one. Isn't it just a theory? Yeah. So if you don't know it's real, then you can't say that it's a real thing. And we gotta
Or
understand.
that you know. Yeah,
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 like if you tell me you
Yeah.
believe that you're well, then let's stop at you believe. You believe. That's all you have is belief. Well, belief is on the on the other spectrum of knowing. It means without any evidence, without any proof, just closing your eyes and walking off the cliff, you feel like there's an invisible floor underneath. You'll keep walking, and it'll look like you're floating instead of drop down to your damn doom, you idiot. So, with that being said, no, I can't subscribe to what someone wants me to subscribe to based on belief, theory, and I don't know.
yeah,
And my other
yeah.
thing with people, and I might have pissed you guys off too with this before in life. Don't start a sentence off when I ask you a question with "I don't know." I don't want to hear anything else you have to say if you started off with "I don't know." There's just nothing. What do you? Why would I even listen to anything? You already told me you
And
don't
then
know.
listen, cause I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Then I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. You just admitted to me you don't. So why would I listen to anything else coming out? You're gonna give me your theories and your beliefs, and if we're gonna debate, let's just debate on things that are truthful and tangible, so we can actually have progress. So it's not a fight back and forth, and it's actually growth between the both of us. Like, yeah, I sound like an asshole saying, "Now I'm not interested," because so many people come with that. Like, and the people that come with these notions are the ones that don't really know, and they just want to go back and forth.
Definitely sound like an asshole.
Huh?
But but you could
So
sound
you
more of a,
definitely sound like an asshole.
Oh
but
well,
you could
no maybe.
sound more of an asshole talking about something that you don't know than somebody that's telling you, I don't want to hear about what you don't know.
Well, that's what
And
I'm
I'll be
saying.
honest.
Think about what they sound like to me. You don't have no clue
Right,
what you're talking about. You jumping all up in the chat and shit,
right.
disrespecting me in front of my
I-
mom's,
For
in
the
front of my
mobs?
dog. Got the dog over there, crying. You want to start talking like nah, but for real though, like that's to me. I find it disrespectful when someone insults my intelligence, and I find that a big, huge no no. Don't if you're gonna insult somebody, insult them, but don't go to their intelligence because that's just a no no. Like that's rude. I'm not even talking about hands or real smoke. I'm just saying like that's
A
just
lot of
something I gotta
people,
walk out
a
the
lot of
door.
people in this world will try to talk about something that they don't know about and like give their opinions and give their this. They're not necessarily trying to challenge you and say that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like
I
you
don't.
can't take it as such a personal
I
attack
do.
because people just are trying to hold. You know a lot. People are just trying to hold conversation with you. So what? So now we're just supposed to shut up and just let Marquise do all the
Oh,
talking? Like they're
hold on.
trying to
No, no,
hold
no, no. Hold
conversation
on.
with
No,
you.
but
Hold
you're
on. Let
being
me answer this
ignorant at
one.
that point. By
Yeah,
definition, you're
let
being
me
ignorant.
let me answer this one because I
Not you
do this.
yourself. Oh,
I don't
Huh?
debate.
hold on.
I don't debate.
Not you yourself being ignorant, but anybody who's gonna come talk to me about something they don't know is being ignorant by
Yeah, yeah.
definition.
No, I wasn't talking about myself. I was speaking in general.
Yeah, well, in
Anyway,
general,
yeah.
that would be people being ignorant, and I should be more offended than them. They're being ignorant. They just decided to start talking about something and pushing back on something that they don't even understand what they're talking about. Like
Yeah, but
you would
when you
have.
come at them like that, remember I said this to you before. When you come at them like that, you want to teach people, bro. Like
I
when you
don't.
come at them like that, so dismissive and so like you know what I mean. Like you're just beneath me, kind of like
But that's
You
not
they're not
how.
gonna. But their ears aren't gonna be open to hear what you
That's
got to
true.
say when you just dismiss them like that.
But you can't hear nothing while you're running your mouth. Like at the end of the day,
You
it's
know,
like I
you
don't debate
definitely have one mouth and two ears for a reason.
for a
But
reason.
I also will say this though. I think anybody running in ignorantly, not knowing what they're talking about, isn't coming in with good intentions.
I'm
That's why I'm
I,
like that. Like,
I'm with him on this one because
I
like at the end of the day, I don't debate with stuff I don't know. I'll ask questions. I won't debate it
like
because
think about it.
I want to learn.
Think about it.
Yeah,
I'm
no
telling
doubt, no doubt.
I'm telling you about. I told you about Carolina this year, right? They were trying to tell you take Boston, take Boston. Everybody wanted Boston. What did I say when you called me? And I'm a huge Boston fan. Go with Carolina. If they seen it,
You told me, yeah, you told me don't do it.
yeah. And so basically, what would you look like debating me back and forth about hockey? Yeah, but Boston's the best team. So that's not how hockey works. Hockey's not basketball. This isn't
And
basketball. This is hockey.
I didn't even
No,
when you told me that I didn't even ask you one question. I just
well,
picked who you told me.
you just picked who I told you. But that's what I'm saying. You didn't come into the conversation ignorant, so we didn't fight about it. I didn't belittle you. I didn't make you feel small, and you were able to get all you could get out of me because you came to what you would think is as close to a professional about hockey that there could be, and someone
Yeah,
who's not gonna do you dirty. Which
yeah.
anybody else would have been biased and said, well, pick my favorite team. and then be telling you, well, cuz I don't know, cuz cuz well,
I don't know what happened, guys.
yeah, that shit. But instead, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do know what I'm talking about. I do know hockey, and the way that Boston did what they did, I don't trust them to get out the first round. So as far as picking them, no, I mean they may get out the first round, but they definitely ain't getting out the second. They didn't rest. They played their ass off all season. They're tired. They're banged up. They got to dig deeper than what anyone got to dig, and there's nothing left. Put them in the dirt. So like, I'm just saying, like, if you know someone doesn't watch hockey, we grew up with someone. Let's say me, you. Let's say we call our old buddy, Vince Carter up. Not the official Vince
Yeah,
Carter. We got a buddy we nicknamed Vince, and
yeah.
he's on this platform. And he wants to argue me hockey. Am I rude for going in on him and making him almost feel or if I seem like I'm trying to belittle him, am I really wrong for that?
Well, yeah, that's different. To me, that's different because that's somebody that knows that they're challenging somebody else's expertise, and they know that you take pride in this topic, and you know what I mean. They're
But
just
they
trying to
also know
throw the
that.
bullshit
But they also know that.
argument.
But they also know with their own pride that they don't know shit all what they're talking about because Lau don't know nothing about hockey. My bad. But you know what I mean. These guys don't know if they don't know nothing about hockey and they're gonna come to me talking about hockey. I think they're approaching the topic ignorantly. You're
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for it. You're looking for
yeah.
it, and that's what I'm saying. On some of these things, like, and I get what you're saying. Some of my things are built on history, where some people are taught things in school, but it still does make you
Yeah,
ignorant. It still does technically
brain,
make you ignorant.
brainwashed, brainwashed.
Mm-mm. Not necessarily brainwashed. Is that you want to argue me based on you doing the limit, the what you call
The
the
bare
bare
minimum.
minimum of what you had to do to sustain
But
yourself in life. Where I went
is
above and
that
beyond.
is that the bare
Yeah,
minimum though?
Yes,
If
it is.
someone's telling you something, if someone's telling you the history, it's not the bare minimum.
It's
You're literally just being told. The bare minimum would be reading the textbook on what they tell you
No, because
about,
the bare
right?
minimum is that you're willing to accept the information. In my mind, that you're willing to at least sit down and accept the
That's
information and
fair.
hear it.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah. That goes well. Yeah, if you're a scientist, if you're an investigator, if you're a researcher, right?
yeah, at least you
Those are
tried.
just points to start at, and then you research it and figure it out for yourself. You don't just come with someone else's argument and say this is it right here. Like
Now
you
now
gotta
that leads me
prove that for yourself.
that leads me into my
Right.
next reason why I think some people are just being assholes when they come at me because it's like if you're hearing me talk and you're hearing everything I'm saying and what I'm saying is of new news to you that does technically add up, but you never heard this before. You're gonna
Yeah,
automatically tell me I'm wrong because I'm coming to you with foundational work that I couldn't have got from the same school because
they're
we all.
gonna.
But hold
But
on,
they are. Yes, they are gonna
okay,
do
but hold
that to
on.
you, bro. They
We
are.
all went to the same school. We all went to the
Yeah,
same school, which is in Canada. Not just saying St. Pat's and all that, but we all technically went to the same schooling. So we all were taught pretty much the same Canadian history and all that. Why did I come up with other things that make sense that line up with things? And rather than give me the benefit of the doubt, you tell me automatically I'm wrong and everything you know is right. That's also
yeah.
belittling me. You never even bothered to study what I
Yeah,
said
no,
or even.
I did what you're saying, but so like, but you're going against the popular opinion, right?
Uh-huh.
So when this popular opinion gets driven into people, it becomes like law. It becomes like religion. Like it's what they believe that they know.
Yeah, but
So
that's
like
my point.
when
You
someone
just
comes and you shake that whole foundation. You can leave someone feeling like they're quite ignorant. You know what I mean? And like who wants to
Yep.
feel like that?
But are we
So
talking?
now I gotta argue back with the little bit that I think I got because this dude's trying to tell me that I don't know nothing,
Yes, it's true.
right?
I get that, but here's the point: you walked in knowing nothing. You walked in with somebody else's information, which meant you know nothing. You didn't know nothing. You walked in
Right.
with somebody else's information. Where I walked in knowing what I know. I didn't need to refer to somebody else. I didn't need to say, well, my teacher said. No, I read this and found out that this person firsthand primary information said. And then you're going to challenge me. And I'm just saying, like, rather than even go and look to see if I'm correct, the first thing you do is say, no, my teacher's right. Okay, but what did you
Yeah.
do to know if your teacher was right? Read from the exact same book that he told you to read from? Because, I mean, we were
Yeah.
all told when we were young, if you sit too close to the TV, it'll hurt your eyes. But if you actually go do the research, it's a lie.
Well, yeah, they told us not to stare at the
Okay,
sun.
so
They told us
so
like,
all these
yeah, the
things,
whole,
all these things that
yeah,
people just naturally walk and understand, that's based off of
yeah.
you being a young
They
man.
told us that breakfast was the most important meal of the day,
Yeah,
right?
and you shouldn't even be putting solids in your body in first thing in the morning. But
No, no, they told us all kinds of lies, man.
But this is what I'm saying. But as an adult, you didn't just sit on it when things came to your mind that like, okay, that makes a little sense. Let me look into it. So I'm saying, as an
Yeah, I
adult,
did. Yeah, I definitely started looking into a lot more things myself.
exactly, as you became an adult, you didn't rely on your
Yeah,
parents to navigate your life through. So
no.
what I'm saying
Because you
is,
know what?
so
I feel like
hold on,
that's
I'm
a slap.
cooking.
My bad.
No,
Go
you
ahead. Go
good, you
ahead.
good. I like what you're doing here. But I'm saying, as an adult myself, when I say I'm talking to somebody and they're explaining something to me and they're making lots of sense, even if I doubt what they're saying, before I tell them they're wrong, I'm going to ask them a question or two. If they can continue to go on it, it's okay, cool. I'm going to go and I'm going to study what they're saying. If there's some holes in that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask questions. But I'm not going to sit back and just automatically tell them they're wrong. It's like when you're telling us,
No, no,
it's like
no.
when you were telling us earlier about like how things are up there. None of us told you you're wrong because we don't know. We ain't there. You're firsthand information. But if one of us
True
wanted to,
indeed. True indeed.
if one of us wanted to debate you based on what we heard here about what people live in igloos and all the way that people live up there, no, because I know there's a certain tribe up there. Like I'm not gonna say the name because I know it could be rude. Those guys, they live in igloos. I guarantee you, you would find that rude. And after a while, while I'm perpetuating what I was taught in school, which we were taught that in school,
Yeah,
you would start
yeah.
to get a
I
little
tell you something.
condescendence.
From what I know,
But that's where I'm
the
coming from.
yeah, the igloo thing though. From what I know, I don't know when it changed, right? But from what I know, the igloo thing are like temporary, like hunting blinds and stuff,
Yep.
like
Right.
hunting when they're hunting to stay. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
out
Like
Yeah.
hunting,
a
and
teepee.
that's what the igloos actually are. They're temporary homes. They're
A
not
teepee could be
permanent
the
homes.
same.
They
A, te-
can't be.
a teepee could be the
They
same.
can't
A
be.
hut could be the same. A little
It can
camp.
move. Yeah, it can move because they were nomadic a long time ago. They were more nomadic, right?
Everybody was nomadic a long time ago, like they are now. People
Yeah.
fly south to Georgia with the birds for the summer, for the winter.
I actually, you want to hear something I found out about up here too was that these people haven't been here that long, and that they actually made like the government of Canada actually persuaded them to come here for whatever reason to get like you know how they do, right, to just get you out of the way, like so that we don't got to see you, we don't got to think about you and sit you over there,
We already had that
and
conversation though.
that's how they ended up relocating and coming to this town, this island, Cornwallis Island, man.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
is that true though, or were these people
Yeah,
actually
no,
already
no,
there?
that's true. That's true. Yeah, they made a deal with the Canadian government, and the Canadian
we've
government said, "You
already
guys can have this if you go up there, go away," type of thing, right?
we've already talked about this off camera, and just both of us, all of you guys, we've had this conversation, and it's not of no negativity to any of you guys. It's just I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way, and I don't know if people would take it the right way, but I don't want to have the wrong idea, so I'm not going to give you guys what I told them and what conversation we had, but it just kind of solidifies some of the things I've said that we all need to recognize and pull together and be more of one of a people. It's not about race. It's about who we are. It's
Absolutely.
about who we
Yeah, absolutely, man.
think. It's about who we are.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm. But that's what I'm saying. So like, if we're doing that to you, you would after a while you would get a little annoyed at the fact that I'm saying this and saying that, and it's like okay, but you don't. This is what you were
Oh,
taught
you
in school.
you know me better than that, bro. It ain't gonna take a whole. It ain't gonna take a little while. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And that's what
I
I'm
get
saying.
spiced up quick.
And that's what I'm saying when I say certain things to people about the certain things that we're talking about that you're like, you belittle people. I'm not. It's people belittle in their own knowledge because they use words like belief. Well, to me, well,
Yeah.
my opinion, and none
You
of
want to
us.
know something?
What?
That even goes back to the whole education system,
Thank you.
and it doesn't like high school and stuff, and that level of education, you're not taught how to research. You know what I
You're
mean? So
taught how to research
you're not taught
words.
how to, huh?
You're taught how to research words by grade three. That's why they be in spelling bees from grade
Yeah,
three. Spelling bees is
yeah, yeah.
trust me. You're
I'll be
taught
honest with
grade
you.
three
I never
grammatics and etymology in grade three. They just don't
the
extensively
biggest
do it.
the biggest project that I ever did in school was the research paper that I had to do at Dalhousie University, man. And I tell you, and I slacked. You know what I mean? I slacked. I didn't put in my full potential in it, and that's why I didn't get the result that I wanted. But it taught me. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about doing research and about like how you can prove how things can be proven versus when you're talking about I believe this, right?
Yep.
And when you can just say no, this is this
Yep.
I think
because I've proved it to myself and I know, so I'm presenting this as my knowledge now.
Yeah.
This is this. There's no I
Okay.
believe and none, and I think this is what this is.
Not to put you on blast, Rico, I know you want to cook, but not to put on blast. Where was all that when me and you were going back and forth in our little debate a few months ago? Where was all that when I'm telling you, yeah, but
Well,
bro,
you want to know something, bro? You want to know something?
what?
You're my brother, and I love you for it. And you made things. You brought things to the light. You know what I mean? So I had to take into consideration the things you were saying to me, and I went and did my own research, and you were saying stuff to me that I never heard before. So I looked it up myself. You know
No,
what I mean?
and look at
And you remember I came back to you like 2 or 3 days later, and I was co-signing everything you were saying. I had looked into some of it, and then I also started reading these books, the Voices of the Ancestor books. What's the fella's name, man? Chase McGee. Chase McGee,
he's
man.
in there.
Oh
But
yeah, I represent, right? I represent, man, because, and the reason why I got to say that because it gave me something, bro. You know what I mean? It gave me something that I didn't have. It
exactly.
gave me something, bro.
And that's why
You
I
know what I
say,
mean?
like,
And
at the end of the day, but did you see that? You notice, and this is what I got from you when we were talking. You realized most of the time when we were talking, I wasn't trying to be rude. It was just a different level that you refused to listen to. Like when you were like, "Yeah, but I feel like you're being one-sided." And I'm like, "Nah, I studied
I
this
was
stuff my whole
yeah, no,
life."
my brain was just conditioned, right? I
Exactly.
was
Right.
conditioned,
Good
right?
word.
I
Good
was
word.
conditioned, bro. They conditioned me this way for 12 years, 13 years in the
Way
public
longer than
school
that.
system.
Way longer.
And
You're a
then
12-step
I even
program.
still got more of it. I got more of it after high school and that too, right?
But you also get it
And
from your
God knows,
parents because they got it from their parents.
and my parents got it from the same system. That yeah,
Exactly.
exactly,
And we
bro.
train
Like
our children to listen to that system in that way, not to go
I told
there
you,
and get what they get, but listen to us. My bad, but people from other countries, yeah, they go and they get their school system, but they don't evade their home life, their economic, the way that they are at home, their values at home. If you ever notice, they won't go
yeah,
outside that. They'll get that education, they'll get that dollar, but they ain't selling no their home life for it. They ain't selling out their people
yeah,
for it. They'd
yeah,
rather not have it if they
yeah.
gotta wear certain things or not be able to wear certain things. And I respect them for it all the way.
Do you remember me and you was chatting one time and we said you said about people in my family. You're probably gonna know who I'm talking about. Very educated people and very historic, you know, and they know things, but it's like they know things based on this reality that has been force fed to us. You know what I mean? And
It was hard to sell to you,
they're not.
bro.
I can tell that they're not willing to.
Accept it.
They're not willing to even begin to try to understand something different. You know what I mean? And they're they're older folks or whatever like that. But you said to me like, do you remember saying to me you're going against everything that they stand for?
Yep. Everything. That's what I've been trying to say to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And I told you I don't care because the truth is the truth, right? And it doesn't matter to me if people's feelings get hurt, bro. If I'm telling you the truth, bro, and your feelings get hurt, then you're gonna have to suck it up, man, and learn
All right.
something different. So your feelings ain't gonna be hurt tomorrow.
My bad. Yeah, I'll let you chime in. Rico. I'll let you cook. We really took over for a second there.
Ah man, I listen. I played the position. You know what I'm saying? When me and you was doing our thing, I sat there and just stay quiet. So I let y'all do your thing. I was like, I was just gonna say like through the conversation y'all was having. There's a difference between arguing with your pride and arguing or debating with knowledge. If you don't know what you're talking about, and I gotta go with Keith on this one when people just argue points just to argue or hear themselves talk. It's
Yeah,
ignorant, man, and it's
yeah, yeah.
disrespectful, especially if I've taken the time out to learn what I've learned, to research what I've learned, and I know what I'm talking about. You're just coming here just to have an argument. It's disrespectful, man. I don't appreciate none of
No
that.
doubt.
Yeah, on the
I
No
get
doubt.
what
No
he's
doubt. No doubt.
for real, but on the level that we're talking about, and we ain't really disclosing nothing because like that stuff's for future streams. So if y'all really want to know where this stuff comes from, hit that subscribe button and tune in because we gonna cook. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
most of the
yeah.
people I've talked with about that, and you guys are like proof and evident about. Most people come back with, "I just didn't know," and it's like that's the point that I tried to make.
They, they really just didn't know, right?
Yeah,
They really just didn't know,
and it's
and
hard.
they just believed the narrative that was served up, and in America, man, these narratives is it's a one sided narrative, man,
It's an
and it's to make
indoctrinate
one group
narrative.
of people look. Yeah, it's to make one group of people look superior than another group of people, or every other group of people, and it's all based on that. Everything that we think we know is based on that ideology of one group of people is superior to another, man.
I think even with
And
that,
yeah,
but once you know, you
I ain't
start to
going for it.
realize. once you know, you start to realize, and you might even change your mentality after I say this. I feel like it's not so much to make one more superior, but to make the other equal. Because even with doing all that, if you really look at what was going on and what's gone and what has gone on, all it did was put them on an equal playing field. All it did was
Literally,
put people on an equal
literally,
playing field,
literally,
and
literally.
that's why I say, like, a lot of people that I've conversed with back and forth that debated me, that they might have some things that may sound good, but there's a few. There's only there's only two things that they got to get past. If they can get past those two things, then I'll continue to debate more with them, or build with them, because I don't really look at most things as a debate. If we're really talking and we're really cooking it up, it's a building. Like, I don't know why someone would be mad, because I'm not mad if I find out I'm wrong, and I hope they're not mad if they find out they're wrong. We can build from this. This is not. I'm not interested in arguing with nobody. Like, I'm not a child. I'm an adult who's asking for answers. And if I'm asking for answers, it doesn't mean if I have the wrong ones, I'm gonna be mad. I learned my lesson. I got something out of
Oh
it.
yeah, give it to me raw.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm not mad, but like,
Give me raw.
you can't feed a perpetuation of, oh well, you're just listening to that. Meanwhile, you're quoting the same thing. Your language is coming from the
Yeah.
same thing, and you don't even know how that language was formed. You don't even know where those words were from and what era they came from. And you're telling me that I'm being a certain way, like, and that's all
And
we.
it's regurgitated. You don't even know who first originally had that thought and
Uh,
idea because it's all regurgitated, right?
Exactly.
It's all
And
regurgitated,
that thing
man.
is when I ask people, yo, man, when was it created? Huh? When
Yeah.
was it created? It kills all you guys. Every one of you guys.
No, 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 no. From when?
Yeah. It was always used. No, it wasn't. Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
it was.
hey.
And then when you realize how early, like how like recent that we just started using that,
Yeah.
most people are like, oh, and that's when I can see, like, they're really starting to feel like they lost this one, and maybe I
Have you
might be
ever
right.
have you ever listened to any of the videos by the dude I think it's like Yasef
Yeah,
Buchanan or something like
yeah,
that?
he's tough.
I I like, bro, when I tell you that man, bro, the
He's tough.
man the man will tell you every date and every detail, and the man will just keep go. I seen the man talk for like 2 or 3 hours straight, bro, and the whole time the man is pulling out dates, and I'm just
He's
like,
tough.
wow, man, like how do you able to put a whole book in your brain like that and just serve it all up like that? Like that's crazy, man.
Because
Ash,
well, it's not even just that. It's like, here's a date that I can't resist but always throw. We've been up here since 1700s, 1800s, 1700s, 1800s in Canada. Canada hasn't been alive since that long. But we've
No
been up
doubt.
here, but you can't forget it.
Yo, Keith, did I tell you this, bro? I have my kids down home for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we went down to Dalhousie for a basketball game. There was like a basketball tournament or something like that going on. You know what I mean? You know, my peoples we get all in there free, and the kids want. I wanted to take the kids. You know what I mean? Showed them some different stuff and down home, whatever.
Hmm.
And I'm at this Dalhousie basketball game at this tournament. It's the championship game. I think it was like Saint FX and Dalhousie or something. I can't remember. It was Saint FX and I can't remember who the other team was. But they said at the game, it blew my mind, bro. They said like over the speaker, like you know what I mean, like when the whoever got the microphone or whatever, and they're like, yeah, da 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 da, and we also want to give a big thank you or whatever to the black indigenous community, Africville, and da 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 da, who's been here over 400 years and da 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 da, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's what they doing? That's what they doing at the Dalhousie games now?
Well, the thing is, it was
and, I,
always
and
done
I'm with my
well.
kids. You know what I mean? I'm with my kids too. So I'm pointing at them when I'm hearing it going. I'm pointing at them, telling them, listen to what they're saying right now, right?
Mm.
Oh man.
But this is
And they
what.
say, yeah, been here for over 400 years and da 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 da. Yeah, man, it was intense, man.
So here's the thing: count 400 years back to from 2000. You're getting into
Yeah, that's
1600s.
that's 16. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Yeah,
that's
man. We've been here a couple hundred years before they was even calling Canada Canada. You know what I mean?
not only that, we've been here just
or
as slavery
slavery.
was starting, or just before.
Hmm.
That's what they're trying to tell you, because
Uh-huh.
they keep saying 400 years of slavery, but when did it start then? Because if you go
Yeah.
400 years from now, you just started in 1600s, and that means we ain't free.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you that they ain't talking about just us. They talking about all of everybody who's in Canada who goes and works a job. Called employment, man. That shit's employment. That's what that means. And I mean, you guys can hate it or you can love it, but go back and see if anyone had businesses in 1600s and if anybody was an employee. Like an employee was no different than calling someone a slave, and you couldn't just leave your duties. Sometimes you had to work the what you call. Sometimes you had to work somebody's firm to pay off your debt.
What's that called?
Uh, I can't even.
Indentured servant.
Yeah, an indentured
Yeah.
servant, but
Google that, people. Google that.
there's actually another word for when you actually get arrested. But an indentured servant just means contracted worker, as well as when you sign your contract to work your job. When you give them a social
Yeah.
insurance number. I'm not
It
trying to
also
sub in
means
here and
paying a debt.
yes, I'm not trying to sit up here and talk down to nobody, but I'm just saying like when you hear these things, man, people don't realize like start waking up 400 years, and you got to ask when did it start? When did this shit start? Because in our books it said
Okay.
1600.
Yeah. What was it say? 1492. Ain't that when they say it started?
There we go. So many different dates, so many different times. They say Virginia, Jamestown. They say this. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, as a community, can we start like just asking questions? We don't even have to debate with each other. Let's just ask questions and look it up together. That's it. We don't have to say this is what I know. This is what I know. Let's just look things up and ask questions together. Because why do we all get so many dates but all come from the same place? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why can we all go to different people in our family and they have different stories than what the school had? You mean tell me your school knew the school who just got here after we were here? They're admitting that they knew better than
Yeah.
what our families knew.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm scratching my head on that.
Doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't. And
That's another thing that drives me crazy is like the narrative, man. Like where's our narrative, man? Like I don't want to hear someone else's
we gave it
narrative telling
away.
my story, man.
We gave it away. You see Hollywood telling their narrative every time. That's why people trust what they see. We gave it away. We sold it away. I'm telling you, man. There's so many things that we're not even looking at because we're so fascinated with entertainment.
It's
Trust
not
me.
only that, it's not even just our culture. I mean, look at the Egyptians. The Egyptians are starting to push back now and be like, why is everyone else telling our history? The
Why did
Egyptians
somebody
say the
else?
same thing.
Why did somebody else find their most prized possessions or their most famous landmarks too? You know, like you
They're
look
also they're also a lot of their artifacts are sitting in British museums.
exactly, but I mean,
Oh yeah.
and we're not with no disrespect. I don't like when it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't care. Is that they have the same problem I have, and I have to solve my problem because nobody ever comes over here, and nobody ever comes up here, and nobody ever comes down here to solve our problem or help us solve our
No, they never
problem.
will. They never
So,
will. They never will.
so then I can't take 30 seconds away from my problem to solve someone else's. I got to clean up my own backyard, make sure my own house is tidy, and then maybe I can go over to my neighbor and say, "Hey, do you need a hand?"
My issue with that though is like with the Egyptians is I don't have an issue with the Egyptians, mind you, but like they don't ask a lot of the right questions for me. Like my thing is like why do you not ask why the nose isn't uh visible on the Sphinx?
What
Because
what
it ain't
about?
the people that are there occupying Egypt right now. They're not the original people. They're fucking invaders that came in.
Here,
I
no, I'm not. I wouldn't even go to
It's not.
that.
It's not history.
I wouldn't even just go to that part. I'll just say this. I don't think they owe any debt to ask anything because, like they already told you, somebody else is telling their story. How do you know that they even associate with that or their story is even anything? Maybe they already told their story of how it blown off, and the rest of the world chooses to so-called believe or think what they want to think. You know, like I'm
Mhm.
not knocking them. My thing is just that they have their people standing for them, and we're the people standing for ours. And I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how to fight their battle because I don't know much about it. You know, right now I've been focusing on what goes on in Nova Scotia. You know, and not being rude, but I've stopped looking at world events because I feel like sometimes in our country they throw those things at us not to look at what our own is doing to our own, and that's I feel like that might be more
Cincinnati
important.
Shuffle.
Huh?
It's called the Cincinnati Shuffle.
Yeah, well, I ain't going to Cincinnati, and I don't shuffle no more. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna sit here and focus on what I can do to improve myself every day, and make sure my children are improved every day. And if that means reading, figuring out what goes on here, how I can be more of an advocate, or what's that? Maybe how I can be more active in being involved in what goes on in my city. Then yeah, man. But as far as like all that other stuff, I try my best not to get caught up into it because that's what it is. You get caught up into it. You know what I mean? So that's just me. That's just me and nobody else. But
No, I can dig it.
like I understand, but I mean, when we start getting deeper and the crowd understands some of the things we're saying and how it's not, we're not against anything. I mean, shit, go look at our school projects and things, man. Like they made us understand sensitivity to everything, plus our own. I'm just saying, when we get a little bit deeper into it, you guys will see me cook. You guys will see what I have to say about a lot of things, and it's not rude. We already had this discussion. If you don't know, why are you even challenging me? You must be coming with bad intentions.
Yeah.
So it's already been said, and that's where it's going to be left. And I'll say it again before we ever get into anything deep. I'm not saying I know everything, and I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody because I don't even use smarts. It's either you're intelligent or knowledgeable. Smarts, you're just remembering what somebody else told you. It's not,
Yeah.
but intelligence is your knowledge, is your foundation of the things that you learned along the lines of your curiosity. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, I'll make sure I tell anybody that, man. I'm not here to offend nobody. I don't mind sitting around talking about Egyptian affairs if there's Egyptians in the chat. But if there's no Egyptians in the chat, what are we doing talking about Egyptian shit? That ain't none of our business because none of us know what's going on there, and we can't speak for them. We can bring awareness, but
I was just making a point.
I know,
That's all.
I know, I know, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm making that clear to people. Period. Like, see, but now you got me feeling like pulling back because that's when I was like, yeah, but you sound like you're making people small. Nah, it's just setting the tone. Like, nah, man, no, like, don't do that. Like, that's one thing. I mean, you guys can if you guys want, but I'm the type of person like, if it's not, if the actual like, if the actual perpetrator isn't there, I don't even want to talk about it. It's a one-legged argument. It's a one-legged fight. We can say all we want to say with our bias mentalities, but if he's not there or they're not there to say anything to us, then what are we really doing? All speculating? It's like
Yeah.
it's like the Will and Chris Brown thing. Only Will and Chris Brown really know how serious that was.
Oh, you
Everybody
mean
else
Chris
is
Rock? Chris
speculating.
Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock. I said Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody else, truthfully, is speculating. Am I lying? You
I,
see,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
what, I seen the man get slapped. What do you mean?
okay, but a lot
But
of
why
people,
he got slapped
a lot of
is the
people, yeah, a
question.
lot of people want to know why. Was it really real? You know what I
I
mean?
don't care.
It's speculate, but that's what I'm saying. You have to go to the place of not caring, or you're gonna be sitting around speculating the whole time. And I don't want to. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to speculate. I'm not a
I'm
speculator.
just I'm just saying he didn't slap me, so I don't care.
Straight up,
Yeah, no
straight
doubt.
up.
Cause you wouldn't have walked up
No
the stage
doubt.
fixing your blazer. You slapped me on
Oh, he would
national
have
television.
fixed it, but the second
I
night
would
we
have,
seen his back
I would
carry
have
that
threw that
blazer
whole, I
fixed.
would have threw that whole pulpit at the back of his head.
I'd have grabbed that rope and strangled the shit out of him when his back was turned.
I would have
Something.
sent them back to Uncle
Cause
Phil's house
nah,
real
man,
quick.
cause you guys gotta stop acting like you be in your own person, your own body. I'm thinking like if I was Chris Rock, knowing I'm small as shit and I can't beat nobody and probably got no knockout power, I'm gonna make sure you turn your back and feel like you're big. And once you do, I'm jumping on your back. I'm wrapping something around your neck. I'm getting you somehow dirty behind your back because you can't get away with that one.
Yeah, man. I'm throwing the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm throwing the pulpit. The pulpit. I'm throwing it at you, and then I'm getting you.
Because if it was me,
I'm ready to
Perry,
drop kick you off the stage. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, you're not gonna slap me, cause
well,
that's
I
not
would put
happening.
I put it this way because with me being in my own body, in my own form, he wouldn't have got close enough to be able to reach. As soon as he got too
I
Yeah,
close,
would
he
have
wouldn't have.
swung on you as
He
soon as
would
you walked
he
in.
would have
exactly.
took 3 steps down that aisle. Now, bro, you getting a little too close, and you getting up for
I
what?
Yeah,
would have. I would have ducked. I would have ducked the slap anyway.
I mean, he would have been
and I
close
would
enough
have.
to haul off. He would have been. He would have been like. He would trust me. He would have known he had to square up now. And then you got up and came all this far. Now you got to square up because I'm already ready. You took three
And your
steps. I
wife,
Two
took.
piece in
and
the
your wife is
biscuit.
getting even more smoke after that.
Two piece in the biscuit.
No, no, because I wouldn't even after beating his ass. I wouldn't have made fun of it. I wouldn't have made fun of his wife. That would have just been cold. I ain't gonna beat both bitches up. Excuse my
Oh no,
language.
I'm getting cold because you was on national television. You try to slap me like I was. Come
Nah,
on, no,
man.
no, no. I'm sorry. I'm
But
getting
see,
petty there.
I
I'm
look at
getting
it.
petty.
I look at it because I don't know the personal shit that go with it, and it's really not my place. But I'm saying
She
like,
had an entanglement
no,
that
it's
was
not my
personal.
business. I don't know none of that. I wasn't there. No, I'm not. I'm not caught
Oh,
up in E
what happened?
Hollywood. I don't know. Not my business. Whatever she entangles, she can untangle on her own. I'm saying I wasn't there. I know nothing about nothing, and I'm saying one thing for this here is for sure. I don't know why he did what he did, and I don't know why he did what he did. It's none of my business, but I hope everything's all right with him because I'm not gonna sit there and after I beat up some guy, go and start attacking his wife with ignorant jokes and insults. Like I think she had enough. I mean, he got up and wanted to fight me over the shit, and then he got his ass whooped. I think they got enough embarrassment for tonight. But I figured two comedians, one should be able to take a joke, the other one should be able to take a joke.
Even if not on a
Mm-hmm.
personal level, because they know each other personally. You could have took me backstage and be like, "Cuz, listen, man, like my wife's going through some things. I appreciate if you didn't say nothing about it. All right, cool, man. My bad. Apologize. It won't happen again. But no, it was just a joke. Don't try to get up now and make some sort of spectacle. Nah, man, we ain't doing that. Not doing that. It's
Like
crazy.
I said, that's the topic. That's one of them topics that I brought up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And that's why I'm saying
Yeah,
like
man.
they're not like for me. It's like I don't. I said what I said, and I probably personally would never speak on it again because it's like I don't really care. But because of that thing, like I wasn't there, I don't know, and I don't really care to hear speculation. If I was sitting with Will and Chris, and either one of them was like, "You want to know what that fool slapped me for?" Not, I probably would look at them and knowing me, man, for real story. No, I probably say, "Cause honestly, it ain't none of my business, man. I really don't care." Now, let me tell you. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me roll one. And but I'm serious though. Like I don't like if you really think about it, man. I don't really care about other people's business. I don't really know. Like, have you guys ever had to like tell me something because I really, really, really wanted to know?
No, I don't.
Ever called looking for news? Ever called being like, "Yo, what happened to so and so?" Just,
No,
just think about it. I don't really care about other people's business, man. I never really have, man. I don't know why, but it's just I find sitting down having to listen to what happened in somebody else's day that had nothing to do with me very boring. I just always have. I feel like I always do. So like, I'm being serious, man. They want to tell me. Like I still to today don't really care why. This is don't even understand why two brothers would do something like that. On yeah, but either way, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's I'm good. But nah, man. Like I said, I like the dynamic, man. I like how we rock things, man. Like shit. Like I said, man. Even without a crowd, we can still go 3.5 hours, no problem. Just going back and forth. So that's tough. We just
no doubt.
we just gotta know when you guys wanna. You got your things tomorrow with your peoples, right? Oh,
Yeah, supposed to be. I don't know, man. They fucked me over and changed it to today because they was talking about some hockey game tomorrow.
oh,
I don't know. I'm
Toronto.
doing it tomorrow, though, but it
Okay.
ain't no big thing or nothing.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm doing it tomorrow.
That's cool.
But
Cause
yeah,
I
when just let me know. Just let me know when like you just tell me the day. Like
well
I'm
no
still up here for like another 2 weeks.
well
Or
no because
another something like that.
I rather stay working around each other's schedule so it's not something that like because for me today like it was hard to try to bounce between each one like my stream what didn't end up like lagging and going on bad like I probably would have had a little bit more fun and would have been like shit I'm probably gonna need to be an hour late which is me planning around bad faith but at least now like where it's like we gotta let's do a meeting for we don't I don't think we need very long for a meeting next time and because we already have our bulletin, we already know what we want to discuss. But let's just get a quick meeting,
Yeah.
probably I don't know, like Thursday, maybe Friday, and see what we can do for Sunday. Or
All right. All
unless
right.
you guys feel like you want, like for me, the only reason why I'm trying to break up the amount of streams is for one, gives people time to see if they're gonna watch them. Two, it gives us a lot of time to not feel like we're dedicating something every single day where it becomes like shit. I got to make this when I got that going on. And we know we can get into this and we can say 2 hours, but we done already went an hour and 15 minutes, almost an hour and a half further than what we wanted to go. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking, yeah, we do that. Anything else? Like I don't know. It's your guys' call. But I like I said, I like the dynamic, man. Yeah, I don't mind bringing other people on the platform if y'all want to invite people on, like just to chat, but just let them know, like it's like a round table talk. Like we're gonna ask each other questions, and but we also gonna just openly talk. Like I don't I don't think anybody should take offense to anything we said today. I think we were openly talking, but not like
Yeah, we did decent. I think we did a good job.
yeah. I don't think that we literally said anything negative about anybody. We just gave opinions and broad spectrums, and I don't think that that's I don't think there was anything wrong, man. I'm actually pretty happy with the way that everybody was able to keep they self together, man. Like y'all just gotta tell me when
Sure.
I'm talking too much, man.
Nah, man. It's all love, brother.
Yeah, but
It's all love, man.
I like that. Like you got a voice. Oh, like when you decide. Like I know I know Rico does, but I never. This was the first time I really seen the side of you. Like you'll carry the segment. Like when it came to certain things, like Rico said, like he was impressed with the fact that like you could really answer the questions and it shows the articulation. But I'm saying that so like if you want to carry and talk more, man, like if you got questions and directions you want to go with certain things, man, definitely don't hesitate, man. We're
Yeah,
chilling
no,
today.
I'm not like the thing about it, like when you don't really even think about it, right?
Mm.
That's how I try to act. Like I'm not even thinking about that we're really doing this thing. I'm
That's
just
also
thinking about that I'm talking to. Yeah, that's also. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just as long as we have a topic, so we know you know what I mean, so that we're not just rambling a bunch of shit. Like that's my only thing to make it seem like it's something organized. So like as long as we're doing that, like I can talk, bro.
yeah, no, for
I can
sure,
talk.
for sure. I mean, so I just like I said, I mainly been leaving the plans for how we're gonna do next show on the streams in case you guys want to watch them, and like if you guys are like, oh, what day and what we're supposed to do, and just to keep us honest on what we're doing. But in the future, I'm gonna try to start it out with more of like intro music, the countdown, like something playing for the countdown. Um, when we end it, we'll probably end it with a stream ended screen. We got to get together to make the banner. After next stream, we got to get
Mm.
together to make the banners and all the stuff that go with it because we shouldn't really actually have mine. But other than that, man, yeah, I'm cool. If you guys, unless you guys want to keep cooking, we can shut it down anytime, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, no, I'm having fun, but yeah, I do gotta go. I gotta lay down and shit. I gotta go to work and all that shit too.
Mm,
Um, but no, this shit was live though. You know what I mean? Shit was live.
yeah, man, no, for sure, it definitely was.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I'm gonna take off, man. You guys have a good night, man. I love you guys, man.
All right, well,
This shit was
Let's
dope
end the
for real
stream
uh,
too.
first. Let's end the stream first.
I didn't end it,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna end it here. Like I said, these are just a quick little trial runs testing our chemistry. As you can hear, we don't do much practice, much behind the scenes, but we do know each other enough to be able to, vibe off each other. We're gonna try to come back. I think what you guys agreed to Sunday.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to come back Sunday, probably around the same time, do the same cook. Um, I'm not sure if starting just a tiny bit early may help y'all, but for us, this 9 o'clock Scotian time works for us, and that's what we call it. We go off Scotian time all day, every day, because no matter where you at, just because you're Scotian don't mean you ain't in Scotia. Um, but yeah, man, that's what we gonna do. We gonna drop it here. I'm gonna let them say their goodbyes, but that's me, Butch. I'm out. Two fingers.
Out.
Yeah,
Suave. Signing off.
the coolest.
All right, I'm gonna end everybody with an air horn. And
Dedication, hard work, plus patience.